Fortunately, you can hear a difference. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Yo, yo, yo. What's up? Back in the saddle again. It's your boy, Kenny Stabler.
Oh,
Joined by
your boy.
your boy, Che.
I'm back up in this bitch.
Yeah. Let's take a minute. What's up, Juice?
What's good, Juice?
G-Fest and Raiders. What else could you ask for? You know what? I can ask for a nap, Juice. Because you know how it is out there. 100-degree weather, consuming alcohol, mass quantities of very savory food.
It's the only way to do it.
No, when there's shade, but there's 75 people standing in the shade. There's no shade. There's no shade.
It's barren out there, anyways, man. There's hardly any trees. You got to go away from where everybody's at to find some trees out there, man.
I told Juice to come over tonight, but he's got parental duties.
I know about that, man. It's all right, Juice. You be the best dad ever, man.
Yeah. So we're about to start the damn thing right now. Oh, that's a nice shot there, Che.
Yeah.
I just saw your photo. It's
Yeah.
It's a nice little shot.
Yeah. We're trying to stay cool up in here, man.
We are. The fan just went off. When the fan goes off,
We sweat.
we sweating.
It gets wet. It gets sweaty up in this bitch.
Sweaty in his mug. Peace. And don't hate that we're drinking light beers.
Well, I started off. This is the second one, by the way. Lagunitas, something easy ale.
Lagunitas.
Something easy ale. But I'm it's so hot up in here that I'm already more than halfway through the second one, man. So I had to get that Corona Light up in this beast.
You don't hate on the light beers. It's like 100 degrees right now. Been eating very large quantities of very rich garlic food all weekend. You got to plan accordingly. I'm not going to fill up on beer when the Garlic Festival is only one time a year.
This is true.
Bars.
This is true.
Bars.
This is true. I was lucky enough to get half of that sandwich, man, and I thank you, brother.
Che is back. You act like he was dead or some shit, like I fired his ass.
I mean, it's been some weeks since I've been back in this studio, though, for real.
Yeah. For those of you watching the stream for the first time, whether it's live or on playback, it's uncut, unfiltered. We have not started the show yet. Yes, you're getting all this bonus entertainment for free. Yeah, bonus. So we're about to get started right now. The fan is off. The more time I stall, the more the weight I lose.
The sweatier we get.
Yeah. It's rough. That's why I wore a black shirt.
You guys might not be able to tell on the screen that this is a dry fit shirt. I came prepared today.
Yeah.
Trying to keep those sweat stains from showing.
Shay's also wearing rubber underwear.
I don't know that would be helpful, man. I think that would make it worse. Just a puddle. Just sitting in a puddle, man.
Yes. Che has risen from the dead. Back from the dead. Is that what I said on the second album that none of you listened to? All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Wait, what was that? Who counted that? Oh,
it's a little early, right?
Yeah,
a little early.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on a 4 count.
Yeah.
And I had it on a 3 count.
Behind the scenes. Getting them behind the scenes.
God damn it.
Mistakes.
I've been doing this shit for 25 years. You'd think I'd find the wrong count the first time through. All right. The official start of the Pillaging Podcast. Here we go. And it goes a little something like this. You're listening to the Pillaging Podcast, companion podcast to PillagingJustForFun.com. That's PJ4F.com, the only Raider fan site made by Raider fans for Raider fans. Call in and leave a message to be played on air at 408-909-PJFF. This episode brought to you by Creative Media Design Studio. Check them out at CreativeMediaMonterey.com. It's time to pillage another podcast. I'm your host, Kenny Stapler, and I like garlic food.
Yes, you do. I do too, man.
What's up, Jay?
I'm back, baby.
You are back.
Back up in this house, man.
Yeah.
Ready to go. We got training camp of the way.
Training camp is here.
Yes, it is.
It is upon us. Before we get to that, just to catch up with you personally, how's everything going?
Everything's good, man.
Okay.
Obviously we both went on a little vacation. I went to Tahoe. You went to Arizona, right? No,
New Mexico.
My bad. New Mexico.
Yeah.
So the Tahoe trip was great. It was good, just a little chill out, relax, recoup, regenerate, right?
It's a nice place to do it. Was it hot up there?
It was mid-80s the whole time, bro. Mid-80s the whole time. Yeah, so
Perfect.
yeah, man. First family vacation, first time the little one got out,
Yeah.
to see the world. It was awesome. She had a blast. She jumped
bet.
in that lake, man,
Really?
like a champ.
Was it cold?
It was hot, so
Yeah.
it didn't feel cold.
Yeah.
I'm sure we actually talked to one of the locals, and they were like, "Man, that's the warmest that the waters get. So you're all right. You're all right." But she was all up in there, man. She was loving it. She didn't want to come out. She was getting mad at us for taking her out of the water.
You went to North Shore or South Shore?
No, South Shore.
Okay.
South Shore. So, well, it's a little bit on the, what would I say? I'll call it on the east side or west side of the lake. The west side of the lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because I don't know if you've been to Tahoe of late.
No, it's been a few years.
The last time that I was there was some pretty decent sized beaches, and it seems like that's all gone, man.
Yeah.
Like they're all about the boating now. So they like dug out a lot of the beach area.
Yeah.
So we had to travel up a little ways along the west side of the lake and found ourselves a decent beach. It was can't even think of the name of the beach right now, but it was dope. It was nice. It was nice.
Well, I was at the festival this weekend. There were some pretty decent sized beaches there too.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Eating some garlic steaks. It brings them out, right?
I'm just saying some stores should be ashamed of themselves for selling clothes in these sizes.
Oh no.
I'm not trying to shame nobody, but know your role. Just know your role. You know what? Never mind. I take it all back. Work it. Be proud of yourself. I take it all back. Just be proud of yourself. If you feel comfortable in those cutoffs,
Hey.
work it. I don't even know what to tell you. But yeah, man, it's been warm. We're both supposed to cool off a little bit. We got a big show this week. We got a lot to get into.
Oh yeah.
Chris Reed's coming on from Las Vegas. Silver and Black today.
Yeah.
He's on the CBS Sports Radio show. He's on their podcast. And he's going to be joining us. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, you see Silver and Black today reach out to us. They are asking us to come in studio for a pregame show this year. So that's very exciting for us.
That would be dope, man. It'd be amazing.
It's amazing that a few buttheads like us can get a shot to go on the radio. So that's pretty cool. And we'd like to get Scott in here too, Scott Gilbranson in here on air if he's so willing to do so sometime. But tonight is Chris Reed. Chris Reed's a fantastic person. Also a friend of the Just Win Ladies podcast, our sister podcast. We want to shout them out.
That's right.
Give me 1 second, Che. Do you mind filling in on the mic really quick and just talking a little something?
Sure.
I feel like there's something going on with the audio here. Are you hearing that?
I'm not hearing anything, actually.
All right.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Never mind. I thought I had audio coming out of the speakers and feeding back into the mics, but
I didn't hear it.
it's not happening. Just a little bit of latency in my headphones,
Okay.
but I'm good with that.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
good with this.
Yeah, mine's sounds perfect, man.
All right, so that aside, yeah, we got Chris Reed coming on, and of course, Kane's Corner. There's going to be a big, robust segment with Kane this week. I mean, it always is, but those of you, again, that follow on social media know Kane was out at training camp this week, and he was doing periscopes out there. He was talking to you guys. Obviously, they only let you film so much.
That's right.
So he was giving you what he could out there, and it was great, and he gave us some updates on Twitter. It was really cool, so shout out to Kane. We're going to be picking his brain on all of that in the second half of the show.
Oh, yeah.
But first off, we got some quick hits. We should get into it, no?
Do it.
43 new players reported to camp this year. One was missing in particular.
Yes.
His name is Khalil Mack.
Yes, it is.
Here's what we know. And I've been asked to not say some of these things, but I was looking at Ian Rappaport's Twitter account today, and he's already sort of hinting at what I'm about to say. So I'm going to spell out for you guys what I already know. Take it or leave it. I know some of you guys don't believe I have sources. That's fine. I don't believe I have sources either because I'm just a dude doing a podcast in his house. But, man, What can I tell you? There's people sending me some legit stuff, and I'm getting it straight from the source at times. And I can tell you that what I'm about to tell you is 100% true. And I'm gonna play it a little bit safe here. I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna let the pros tell you the specifics, but I don't think there is anything beyond what I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
I'd say in the next couple of weeks we're gonna find out more. So.
Right.
Mac and the Raiders right now, they're far apart.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say Mac, I really mean his agent. The organization is prepared to pay Mac what he wants, but they're not in a position to do so this year. If Mac can wait, he's going to get paid.
That's right.
Now, it's a big if for Mac, and obviously for his agent who's playing hardball right now, because they were told this last year, that this was the year that Mac was going to get paid. Let it get to the 5th year. We're going to take care of it. And here we are now, again, bringing in the whole new regime. Ties up dollars. That's not salary cap, but it ties up organizational dollars. And then the vets and whatnot that we brought into camp. I mean, they're just not financially in a position to get Mac where he wants. I know Rory's come in here saying that if we do an extension, it kind of pushes the weight of everything back and does free up cap space this year. But, I mean, maybe that's just a clue of the kind of money he's demanding.
Right.
We saw there was a report earlier this week that Donald was maybe requesting $21 million. There's people disputing.
No. That they offered him $21 million,
Oh,
and his agent was asking $25.
Okay. So there's been some disputes as to the accuracy of that report, but where there's smoke, there's fire. So maybe those numbers aren't 100%, but those numbers are high, and anywhere close to those numbers would be like pretty staggering.
Yeah.
So the Raiders right now, from what I understand, they're not against paying Mac what he's asking.
Right.
They're going to pay him everything he wants if he can wait till next year. In terms of Mac and Gruden and that story, Gruden hasn't talked to Mac. I mean, Gruden's already told you he talked to him when he first got here and all that stuff. But as of right now, Mac's out of the conversation.
Right.
Mac's not a part of this. This is between his agent and the organization. Mac's already said everything that needs to be said. He's talked to all the coaches and all that. John Gruden isn't going to bring Mac in here. Money is going to bring Mac in here.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
And well-deserved.
Well, absolutely well-deserved.
Well-deserved money.
I mean, who's complaining? You know what I mean? So neither party right now is happy at this moment. You might be thinking, oh, well, it's just bartering. Look, no, actually, the reality is no party's happy right now. And that's, if there's going to be cause for concern, that's the cause for concern. But I'm going to tell you, don't push the panic button just yet. This is just part of the process. Details of the deal are unknown at this time. My assumption would be that this has to do with guaranteed money versus signing bonus.
True.
The Raiders have gotten a lot done with the signing bonus, but I think Mac wants his contract. I'm not going to go out there and say fully guaranteed. This part of this is my assumption now. But according to the contract that Kirk Cousins signed last year, and I know he's a quarterback, but that still changed the game.
It did.
Right? It sets precedent, a word that we talked about all the time in contract negotiations. So right now, I think that guaranteed money is probably a big hang-up, and what they have available is what's preventing them from doing it. I don't think they don't think Mac deserves it. Mac's a franchise dude. And
true.
He's the face of this franchise along with Derek Carr. They want to pay him. Again, they're going to have to wait. The general feeling right now in Alameda is that Khalil Mack will likely show up in a couple of weeks. And that's news I got towards the middle of last week.
Right.
So I really think that this is supposed to end around August 10th or so. Maybe just in time for the preseason to start when camp sort of wraps.
Right.
This is a holdout through camp. I wouldn't panic. There's no signs right now that Mac's going to hold out through the regular season, and it may look that he's going to be back as early as the preseason. So, there's a lot of people panicking. I know Raider Nation hasn't experienced a holdout like this with a premier player in a long time.
Yep.
I can't remember.
I don't remember one.
So this is what it looks like, and Mac's agent, his other clients, they've done this before.
It's true.
This is not a rare occurrence, especially coming out of that house, right? That camp. So this will play out. Mac will be a Raider. Remember, he is under contract this year. Those of you flipping out, there's people online saying we should trade, Mac for Earl Thomas.
It's ridiculous, man.
No.
Who said that? Really? Honestly, wait. That I didn't see that one. Who said that?
Just random Raider fans on Twitter.
Go smack yourself.
The look Che just made on his face is good enough reason for you to be watching the live.
It's the most
stream.
ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Very ridiculous.
Come on, man.
So just hang in there, folks. We're going to get Mac under contract. It's just not playing out as smoothly as you'd like. Is this disappointing? Yes. Is it a tad sad? Yes. But what it really is business.
Yeah.
As usual, as EPMD said, Shout out to you boys.
Yeah.
And this is going to get fixed. It's going to happen.
It has to. It has to get fixed.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The other part of this is Aaron Donald, right? We've been talking about it. And it was, it was logical to say Aaron Donald's holding up the process. Is he at this point? Yes and no. Remember, these guys play two different positions, so it's not quite apples and oranges, but it's maybe like oranges and blood oranges or oranges and tangerines. It's close. It's not quite the same. But in regards to setting the market, yes, maybe. I think that this has less to do with it and more has to do with what the Raiders are able to do right now.
Right.
So it's kind of an unfair comparison, but it sounds to me like Mac and the Raiders both have their targets set. They just need to make it all meet up in the middle.
That's right.
That's what needs to happen. So, and lastly, Irvin says he talks to Mac every day, and the big man is working hard, staying in shape, and he will be ready to go when he returns, not if he returns.
Right. Win.
That's a big win. So, read between the lines there. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're drinking on the show tonight.
It's a little it's a little hot up in here, man. We're thirsty. We're thirsty.
And I forget who it was. It was either Scott Gilbranson or Silver and Black Today, whoever runs their social media account. They were saying that we're going to have to drink before Chris Reed comes on here because the numbers are going to make our head spin.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just doing what y'all told me to do. Again.
Joke's on you because I do this every day.
All right, so Arden Key reportedly looked good in pads as good in pads as he did in shorts. Mm-hmm. The staff is very excited about him in particular. If you want to know more about that, watch the press conference with Paul Gunther. Post training camp. I think that just posted about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good one. I got a chance to meet Gunther at the Ricky's Sports Rally or the Ricky's Raiders Rally last week. Nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really approachable dude.
Good,
but
man.
Arden Key, we're going to talk about more.
Yes.
Kane is really high in him, especially after watching him a day at camp. You big on Key?
Hey man, from what I'm seeing, I follow him. Obviously, I followed him immediately once he was drafted, because I want to see what he's up to. And during the off time that they had, I seen this dude running a bunch of drills on the sand, doing a lot of corner, that nice little lean he's got going, doing that shit in the sand. That shit looked really nice. So if this dude's working that hard when when everybody else is like taking vacations, I don't know where, Thailand and I don't know what, all these other places, I think he's gonna come in ready to go, man.
He's key this year.
He's key.
He is key.
He's key.
KO has dropped 25 pounds, and he's ready to run.
Yeah.
Great news considering the diversity Cable demands from his line, although KO did mention that what Cable is teaching or what he's implementing right now is less lateral and more get downfield.
That's
and
it.
Push.
He did say that. He said that they are implementing some zone, but it's not the zone that people are accustomed to or that people imagine, right? They ain't trying to get these big boys running laterally. That helps us zero, right?
Right.
We got to use their strengths, and they got strength and size. So you want to get those guys ready to go upfield, man.
That's it.
That's good.
So that's a good update.
That's good.
We like that. Greg Olsen remarked that the number 2 spot is wide open and that Connor needs to become much more consistent. We'll also talk to Kane about this later in the show.
That's right.
I think this doesn't come as a surprise. Connor Cook basically ignored under the Jack Del Rio regime is what we are told. So this guy's a little behind developmentally right now. Hopefully they can get him up to speed.
Honestly, how much development would he have had with them, though?
Right. I mean, our starter regressed.
Exactly.
So that tells you
So
everything you know.
this is probably what he needed in the first place.
Yeah, thank you. Gary Conley misses 3 straight days of camp. Also, more on that later, but I will tell you right now, no need to panic. The Pillaging Podcast injury update returns this week.
That's right.
What does that mean, Che?
The season is amongst us.
It is right around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm gritting my teeth as I say
Here we
that.
go.
I'm ready.
I'm ready, too.
The sun's starting to set a little earlier again.
Put me in, coach.
Put Che in. Che's so fired up right now. If you could see him in studio.
Yeah.
The man was itching to get over here last week. Had to take care of priorities.
That's right.
He shot out of a cannon today, bro.
I'm ready to go, man. I'm amped.
Colton Miller put in work and came in bigger and stronger, holding his own against Irvin, who's reportedly having a great start to camp as well. The report we got on Irvin versus Miller is like this is the hottest battle to watch right now in camp.
It's good.
I say, and Chris Reed's going to talk about this more, but I say the silver and black lining to Mac not being there. I mean, sorry, yeah, Penn not being there is Miller's getting these reps.
Yeah,
right?
important reps, man.
Yeah.
Important reps.
Big time.
And your boy Penn is looking after him too, man. Giving them pointers, man.
And the three sequences that were described on Twitter, it was either by Matt Schneidman or Vic Tafer. I can't remember right now. I want to shout out both of them for their camp updates.
That's right.
But Vic, he's a stalwart. He's solid. He's always there. But Matt, our boy Matt, young Matt, he's crushing it right now with the camp updates. So shout out Matt Schneidman. I don't know if you listen to the show. Maybe you only listen when you're on. Maybe you don't.
That's all right. Just come on more often.
Maybe you like the match and you walk away and you don't look back. I'm not going to fault you for that, Matt. But I'm just telling you, you're crushing it right now. But out of those 3 series, it sounds like Irvin got the best of it one time, Miller got the best of it the next time, and the third time it was a stalemate, and they both looked good. And Irvin had to say in his press conference that they're throwing everything they can at Miller right now because of the edge rushers they have in the AFC West.
They have to, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The kitchen sink at Colton Miller right now. So
I like it.
I like it too.
I like it. And you know what KO was talking about? Well, they asked who was shining on the defensive side of the ball. And he said, well, really, man, it's just Bruce, man. Bruce is beasting out there, right? So that's a good sign if you hear – the offensive line is saying that Bruce is the guy that's beasting on that side, and that they're also saying in the same breath that Miller's holding his own. That's a good sign.
It is.
But I also think that was a little shot at the rookies too. He did say 99 was flashing, but he didn't call him by his name. He said 99's flashing, but there's no pads on. So
yeah, well, pads went on today.
That's right. That's
so
right.
We got football again in camp today. So that's good. That's good news out of Colton Miller right there. Obi also having a nice little camp so far. There's your quick hit. Obi, not getting a lot of updates on Obi, but it sounds like the few sound bites we got, he's doing well. He's not flashing. Again, to Bruce Irvin, he had a strip fumble, and he had a pick 6 in a goal line situation, so he's doing well. But Irvin says he'd rather get a sack than a pick 6 any day. Pump the brakes, Irvin. We need points on the board.
We need points, man. Get those turnovers, bro.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
A few updates from Matt Schneidman, actually. With Miller assuming first-team duties at left tackle, fellow rookie Brandon Parker saw reps as the backup left tackle Sunday. He worked primarily on the right side behind veteran and first-year Raider Breno Giacomini. Second-year tackle David Sharp served as the number 2 right tackle on Sunday. The past 2 days, Oakland's punt return group has consisted of Ryan Switzer, Griff Whalen, Dwayne Harris, and Nick Nelson. On Sunday, Switzer and Whalen were the first 2 on the field, followed by Harris and Nelson. According to Irvin, this defense is like night and day from the past 2 years. He also adds, Norton is my guy. I love Norton. Schneidman also reports, Bruce Irvin says he's talked to Khalil Mack every day, and on the video of Mack playing cornerback against college kids in Buffalo, Irvin says if he tries that on me with those big-ass Mack Attack cleats, it's not going to be good for him. That's what made me want to get some Mack Attack cleats.
Yeah, I want some Mack Attack cleats, though, man.
What are you wearing, dog?
Some big-ass Mack Attack cleats, that's what.
These are the Mack Attacks. I'll tell you right now, these are Mack Attacks. Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's funny.
So, yeah, man, it's those are our quick hits, man. That's what I got.
Yes, they were. Yes, it were.
Not spending a lot of time on the plays. We know about Martavis Bryant getting a nice sideline catch from Derek Carr, hauling it in for a touchdown. All that stuff's nice. You know, what I do, and this is what I encourage you to do, go on your Bleacher Report or your Twitter or your Facebook or wherever it is that you kind of get your information from. I know you guys are all following all the Raiders outlets. Hopefully you're following us. Do yourself a favor and start following the rest of your AFC West competitors.
That's a good point, man.
It's going to give you a nice leg up on what they're doing and what to expect from them, who's winning their camp battles. That's something you need to look out for. If you're a real football info junkie, you're following the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Chargers. It might be hard for you to click that little button and be like,
Hey, you don't have to follow that. You don't have to hit the follow button. Yeah. All right? You know how to type a name. All you got to do is just type in their name. You see what's going on. You don't have to, if you feel a little bit, because I'm not gonna hit them follow. They ain't gonna get no follow from Chad. Come on, man, that's crazy.
So I what I did is I did it in my my Google News widget I have on my phone.
There you go.
So I got news updates coming from all the camps, and my point being is reading all of these. Every camp right now has got guys making big plays. It's training camp, people.
It happens.
If you go to training camp and you act like you're at a game, you're a fool for one.
Yeah.
What we need to learn from training camp, a few things. Who's coming out with the first team? Who's coming out with the second team? How many minutes are they getting with those teams? Do we look crisp? Are we getting in and out of huddles quickly?
Yep.
And are we healthy?
Yep.
Who's returning and who's staying healthy? Every press conference with the head coach or the defensive coordinator or yada, yada, yada starts with, what do you hope to get out of camp this year? First response is, we hope to come out of here healthy.
That's right.
That's all they care about.
Because that's all that really matters, man. You want to show up the day one with your full squad and the guys that are supposed to be on the field. You don't want to show up day one with Johnny so-and-so from the third string that just so happens to have to be there because the other two guys were out.
Exactly.
Right? So, yeah, it's all about health, man. Everybody come out healthy. That's what we want.
Just stay nice and healthy.
That's it.
Just be healthy. Just be healthy. I just want you to be healthy. That's all. It's like a good father. When my baby's mama was expecting, do you want a girl or a boy? I said, I want a healthy baby.
That's right. That's what every dad should say.
Just stay healthy.
Because you don't have to eat it when things go the opposite direction, man. You can't make a statement like that. You can't say something. You just want a healthy baby. That's all.
Right.
That's it.
I don't know where this is going right now, but for some reason it's really funny to me. I don't know.
The point being is we're both very happy with our daughters, man. That's it.
We're very happy with our daughters.
That's it, man.
And we're very happy that we're healthy in camp right now, relatively. So we'll talk about that later in the injury update. We are up against the break right now, so we're going to do a short one. And we're going to be coming back with Chris Reed from Las Vegas. This guy is a wealth of knowledge. Make sure you read his articles. Make sure you're following him. We're going to talk about, he did an article, and I asked him, how long did it take to write this, to research this?
10 minutes.
80 hours. 80 hours. I get a paycheck for 80 hours.
It's true.
I don't know what kind of paycheck Chris Reed thinks.
I hope it's a good one. I hope it's a good one because it's deserving, Chris, but you're probably going to tell us otherwise.
I'm willing to bet you I'll make more money in my day job than Chris Reed does on this 80-hour article. Man. And that's where we're at with the state of journalism right now. That's no knock on Chris. What I'm trying to say is Chris is doing it for the love. He's doing it for you, Raider Nation. And maybe
not for the love of money.
No.
Like Bone Thugs and Eazy-E said.
Yeah.
But he's doing it for the love of the game.
For the game. Maybe he'll dispute that. He's like, I made $105,000 on that article.
So what do you know about that, Kenny?
I could be wrong. But Chris Reed coming up next after the break.
Yeah.
We out here.
Peace. Yeah. You know what? It's kind of a nice little switch right there, bro. Going from the Lagunitas to the Corona.
Is that a good mix?
Well, it's not. I'm not necessarily a good mix, but it's just a nice little like refreshing switch. You know what I mean? I go from like drinking the beer. This is beer right here. What's the? You know?
Yeah, we like that. We like that. What's up, YouTube? Just waiting on Chris Reed right now to get back to us.
What's good, YouTube?
If you like the tune, you can check it out on my album, No Slurats, Something Massive. NOSLERATZ, Something Massive. And you can find that on Spotify, YouTube, wherever. Just wherever. SoundCloud, just wherever.
Everywhere.
Universal Music is very unhappy with me using this music in the podcast, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. They keep flagging me for copyright infringement every time we post an episode. But
that's that way.
The album's not making any money anyways. So yeah.
Get over it, Universal.
Yeah. So what's going on, YouTubers? I know it's a little bit of a delay right now. We looked up Dak. Yeah, the chunky soup deal. Yeah, the true real deal. Exactly. In the comments, we looked up the comment Whitehead said about. It's a funny comment, dog.
That made me laugh, bro. That made me laugh.
What do you want me to say about it? We were laughing over here.
Camels chunky soup deal, man. You don't want to lose that.
Yeah.
I think there's humor because there's a little bit of truth to it.
There's so much truth to it. In truth, or in just there's truth, as Shakespeare wrote. In just there's truth.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about that, man. I'm not no lit major over here.
Well, you know. I do what I can.
Honestly, man, Shakespeare gave me a headache, man.
Because Shakespeare's not meant to be read. It's meant to be seen.
This is true.
You try to read it.
It's different when you see stuff in a play, man. When you see stuff in a play, I got into plays when I was at San Diego State.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to, right? They were assignments. I had to go watch them, but I was like, you know what? I could do plays. This is actually pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Plays are cool.
I think I saw, what did I see? I saw Oklahoma. And then I saw, there's this other one. I forget what the name of it was, but it was a pretty cool one.
Good story.
Yeah.
Great story.
It was like about a family that lived in like what would I describe it as? Like an apartment complex. Pops was in jail, and so the way that they had the stage broken up, they had one section. It was a small stage too, so it was like a little. It was called the experimental stage or whatever at San Diego State. So on one section, they would just light up different areas of the stage at different times. One section, they had this, cage, basically jail, right? And then they would show the pops with like red lighting, real dramatic lighting. Yeah. And then they would show the daughter in like the little apartment complex dealing with like the neighborhood people. Right. It was a cool play, man.
That's cool. I was in the theater early because it was the only way I can get dates in high school.
You're picking up on them actresses, bro?
Oh man, the theater, man. It is a hotbed of sexual activity for teenagers. It is a hotbed. Pun intended. Pun strongly intended. Yeah. So I was in the theater early on.
Yeah, man.
I picked up on the clues real early.
Theater's good, man.
I was also the president of my speech and debate club.
Hey.
And I broke semifinals with my speech, but I didn't win the finals. But I did all right. I was
need a recount. We need a recount.
I was quite the orator.
There you go.
In my time.
This explains where you've gone to in your life, bro.
Right. Of course.
It explains this. It explains this show, man. Without you,
right,
this isn't happening.
Of course, I wasn't drinking beers at competitions.
You would have won.
Possibly. Or gotten arrested. I was like 16 years old.
Fight broke out during the speech and debate club.
Let's try to give Chris a call here and see if he's ready. He's not responding on Twitter, but he might just be waiting by a red phone somewhere in his man cave.
Hit him up. Yeah, man. Getting hydrated with this Corona Light over here.
It's nice. It's the official beer of the NFL sideline. See Phil Libiano chugging a beer before his...
yeah.
Fuck yeah. Phil, dude.
He's doing it, dude, bro. That's dope.
Chris Reed's playing the slots right now.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 4.
Oh, you're not going to get his phone number, though.
No.
We're not playing that.
Hell no.
All right, so hang in there, YouTube folks. I wish I can edit this down for you, but you're watching in real time, and this is what it looks like. This is what production looks like.
Yep.
Of course, we are not broadcast to a major affiliate, or else we'd be losing our shit right now. Instead, we're just kicking back, and we're hanging out with you guys.
That's right.
Ice Cold Honky says, nerds. You're the one playing Madden online.
And you probably argue with like 10 and 15-year-olds, bro. Yeah. So come on now.
Ice Cold Honky's like 35 years old playing Madden online, getting his ass whooped by Phil Robinson. You're the one that does not watch the NFL but tunes into our podcast every week.
That's true. This is true.
Go do something, bro. Since we're kind of off the record right here, but there's folks listening, I will say, do you guys know? All right, Juice, I'll put the video up.
What's the video?
Do you guys remember a guy named Raider Bounty?
No.
Last season,
You were telling me about him, though. You were telling me about him. I didn't know nothing about him until you mentioned him earlier this week.
So last season there was a big hoopla on Twitter, kind of it hit the national media that Derek Carr in the offensive line, that there was a rift, and it came to pass during the Redskins game, and the line was protesting Carr because of his MAGA ties.
Right.
So we don't have any confirmation on whether Carr is a MAGA supporter, and I don't really care. This show's not about that. But I told you back then that was not the case. It finally came out that it was not the case.
Right.
But that little bit of news was quote-unquote leaked by a guy on Twitter named Raider Bounty. And we found out who he was this week. And you should try to maybe do a little investigative journalism, investigative reporting of your own, Raider Nation. If you guys want to see what this guy looks like. I know
Get
a lot
in
of
his ass.
I know. Yeah. He got doxxed pretty hard. I'm not going to say by who because I don't know if they want that. But it is out there. And I thought this report was complete BS when the first time I heard it. And it is. And he's Raider Bounty on Twitter. His handle is former fan. That tells you everything you need to know about him.
That's it. That's all you need to know about this guy.
And he's still tweeting about the team. Look, if you're a former fan, move on, dog.
Yeah.
If you're my former girlfriend, you best be moved on. Like,
That's
I
what
moved on.
That's what I said, dude. I was like, these internet trolls are worse than ex-girlfriends, bro. Come on, man. Get out of here. Get out of here with that shit.
It was bad.
You're horrible, man.
I made it through an entire Garlic Festival weekend without seeing one ex-girlfriend, which is great because I was with my beautiful current girlfriend.
There you go.
It was better than all of them.
There you go.
Put him to shame.
That's it, man.
She was wearing a bad little tie-dye dress I bought her today. Bad.
They probably saw you and ran the other way.
Yeah.
See that?
Only one person recognized me at the festival, and that was Juice. That's my man, Juice. What's up, Juice? Look at that. Look at that. Murph Raiders Fan Radio. Uncle Mosh is a theater teacher. Can't wait to tell him the Pillaging guys are into Oklahoma. Hey.
I didn't go that far, Murph. I said I saw it.
Oklahoma is the place for me. I almost Oklahoma was our senior play. It was going to be the damn Yankees, and I signed up for auditions, and at the last minute they changed it, and I pulled out. I wasn't trying to be in Oklahoma. It's a good play. It's just a big cliche.
Pull out game strong, man.
The true real deal 21 asks, y'all think Carr and Nelson going to connect better than Carr and Coop? I'm going to say yes. I think so. I think they have a great rapport right now. I think Nelson is just the kind of vet he needs on the other side, and I think Nelson's going to make the rest of the core better around him. I think Coop's going to do well this year, but I don't think he's going to be the featured wide receiver. I think I can see him moving around a lot, getting a lot of looks in the slot. What do you think about that?
Listen, I think Carr has a lot of respect for vets, man. So he feels like he can learn a lot from guys like Jordy, you know, especially Jordy coming from Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is considered one, you know, the best. A lot of people think he's the best quarterback in the league. So I feel like he you know, he values that, man. He values having a guy coming over from one of the quarterbacks that's considered the best in the league. You know, he feels like he could pick some stuff up from him. You know, he figures, you know, Jordy can let him know what's up, what he needs to change, what he can improve on, you know. But he's been raving about him during camp, you know, so that just shows you how much he values a guy like Jordy, man. But, you know, I think the production's going to come out of Coop and Bryant, man. I think that's where the numbers are coming from. Okay. I think Jordy's going to put up he's definitely going to do his thing.
But the big chunks.
the exciting plays, the big stuff is going to come from your boy Coop and your boy Bryant, man.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
It looks like Chris is ready. He tried to connect and didn't hear us. So I'm going to call him, and we're going to get back to this, man. So pardon the vaping, y'all. Pardon the vaping. But let me call homeboy.
Yeah.
And we'll get back to rolling. Thanks for hanging in there, YouTubers. Well, hopefully I don't forget to push record.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How you doing, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing pretty good, Ken. How are you?
Good. I got Che here with me. Che, say something.
What's up, Chris? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy.
Good. You can hear everybody. So right now we are live to YouTube right now. They can hear us, but we are on the podcast. Recording's paused. So what I'm going to do is start the recording, come back from break. I'm going to lead us back in, and then I'm going to bring you in, and then we'll go from there. Is that good?
Yeah, that works.
All right, here we go. All right, and we're back with Chris Reed. Chris, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you doing, guys?
Good, man.
Doing well, man. It's glad to have you on here. I enjoyed your appearance last week on Just Win Ladies. I love reading your tweets. Your articles are incredible. We're going to get to some of that. Before we do me a favor and let these people know who you write for and how they can follow you online.
I write for silverandblacktoday.com, and I'm on Twitter at chrisreed_NFL.
Fantastic. Chris, you do a lot of work. A lot of work goes into your pieces, and I appreciate that because so much today in sports journalism, somebody releases a quote, and then we get 6 paragraphs based off of that one quote. Really, it's like 3 sentences and then a bunch of rehash stuff that we already know.
It's true.
And we understand content is king. You have to stay in the playing field to be relevant, but Chris puts a lot of work into what he does, and it really shows off. So I want to say thank you for that, first of all, Chris. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, thanks for checking it out.
Absolutely, man. We're fiends over here for knowledge, so we're always consuming the newest, the latest, and Chris, you're one of my favorites. But recently you wrote a piece that compared every Derek Carr pass in 2016 to every Derek Carr pass in 2017. This is an article I believe all our listeners should check out if they haven't already, first of all. And can you please, for us, summarize some of the things that jumped out to you amongst those 2 years, the differences that kind of jumped out, and maybe attempt to explain some of these differences and why they may have happened?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I noticed was a jump in Carr being under pressure, which led to a lot of accuracy issues. His passer rating goes from 100 to a 40 when he's under pressure, so that certainly affected him. And then just as I was going through charting everything, watching the offense, how vanilla and predictable it was had a lot to do with, the statistical drops.
Yeah.
So what would you expect from him going forward? I know we don't really have anything to go on, but are you looking to a return to 2016, something more than that? Would you expect him to fall somewhere in the middle there? What, just out of Carr's pure talents, you've watched now a lot of film on Derek. What are you expecting out of him in 2018?
I'd say kind of to 2016 is not unreasonable, and I think it's just going to go up from there as he becomes more ingrained in Gruden's offense, and it becomes a lot more familiar to him and everybody else, especially with the new receivers he's got coming in. But I wouldn't be surprised to hear his name in the MVP conversation this year at all.
Ooh, saucy.
Yo, Chris, real quick, because when you said that, that kind of caught my attention. How much do you attribute the under pressure to Carr being under pressure to regression from the O-line or to Carr's health?
Some of it was his health, and I think some of it too was just how basic the offense was. There were so many times that they were essentially stacking 4 receivers to one side of Carr and then just having one receiver work, a one-on-one to the backside. And that was kind of his only read. There really wasn't anything going across the field. It was like his ex receiver had like a hitch or go option. And then if that didn't hit, he was just checking the ball down.
Right. Yeah. We saw that too much. We were very angry by that.
So, Chris, speaking of Gruden's offense and kind of what could happen next, you also recently published an article regarding Gruden's relationship and prior aversion to the RPO, which you referred to as the ridiculous protection offense. In your piece, you noted that, and I quote you, as a whole, teams in the NFL combined to run 1,452 RPOs last season. Those plays gained 6,602 yards with an average of 4.5 yards gained while scoring 37 touchdowns. The Raiders accounted for 30 of those attempts while gaining 145 yards only and scoring 2 touchdowns. They averaged, though, above average, 4.8 yards on those plays, which was slightly above the league average. Talk to me a little bit about how much of this RPO might find its way into a Gruden offense, and do you think it would benefit Derek Carr?
Because of the design of the concept, you're putting a defender into conflict, and your options are a run play where you have the numbers if he stays home, or a high percentage throw if he flows with the run. So, I mean, it's going to be something that you see, but I don't think we'll see a ton of it. If you look at, Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay combined, they ran 12 RPOs last season. So, and I kind of feel, Gruden's going to, his offenses are going to resemble theirs a bit. They won't be as reliant on outside zone runs. KO yesterday was talking about how they're going to be going downhill a lot more, so you'll see more inside zone and more gap runs. But RPOs are certainly going to make an appearance because they are still, so effective. 4.5 yards. You want that as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it's become the way of the league now, right, is being multiple. With the more tricks on defense and the more film that's just out there, the more you got to do, more sleight of hand you got to do on offense, right? Mm-hmm. It's all about unpredictability in this league now and always changing the spot at where you're standing from week to week to week to week. One thing that we did not do well last year, we sort of stayed pat and didn't make adjustments on our side, and I think that really bit us in the ass, not to mention the fact that we started pretty vanilla to begin with, right? Yep. And I kind of saw that. I was looking at every route that Patterson ran last year because during the offseason, everyone was clamoring for Patterson, to get re-signed, and he should have gotten more looks at wide receiver. And when I was looking at the routes he was running, not only did I notice that, okay, Patterson, he really can't run routes, but I was noticing the other routes in these plays, and everything's just very vanilla. A lot of drags, a lot of ends.
It's too easy, man.
Just too simple, too simplistic. I think that we will expect more out of John Gruden.
Hell yeah.
So, Chris, let's kind of shift to something that's a little bit more pressing right now, a little more contemporary. Are you panicking over this Mac situation just yet? What do you see as Mac's backup plan, or at least during his absence, during camp, during preseason? Should this thing go full thermonuclear, how are the Raiders, or who are the Raiders going to plug in to take care of the other side? Keeping in mind, of course, nobody in the NFL can replace Khalil Mack. Please give us a silver and black lining to all of this.
Well, one, I don't expect Mac to miss any games. He's under contract this year, and he's not going to miss $13.8 million.
It's true.
The worst case scenario with Mac's contract issue, I see him playing this year on his fifth-year option and getting franchised next year, but I don't think either party really wants that. They're just in one of those situations where they don't really want to give more than $20 million to a non-quarterback. But I think they'll find a number that works for both of them. And then as far as somebody that's going to step in, I think Arden Key is really going to explode onto the scene this year if he gets enough opportunities, which I really think he will. I think he's going to be third in the edge rotation, and he can certainly he's not Khalil Mack, but he can certainly produce.
Right. And it would be nice when we get Mack back, having Mack and Irvin as the bookends and Arden Key backing those guys up, much like a guy who wore 99 that came before him, right? This could be the defense that we thought we were going to get about 3 years ago.
This is true.
With a little bit of extra help in the secondary, which obviously that doesn't hurt, right? Nobody's mad at that. So a guy whose name has been mentioned a lot in various camp updates is Martavis Bryant. What can we expect from Bryant given his past production?
Well, he did kind of, he had the exact same number of receptions last season, but his average did drop, from 2015 since he missed all of 2016. I think he's going to be number 3. And then it's kind of hard to predict with him because he's a big play. He's a big body receiver. He's a guy I really liked coming out of the draft. But that's just my Raider fan. When you say 6'4" and you run a 4.3, I mean, I'm automatically going to want you. His hands are pretty good. I've never really gone through all of his routes to see how clean or how crisp he runs. But, I mean, he is a big play receiver, and the Raiders have needed one for a while. I don't know if he's going to hit 1,000 yards. I think Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson are going to be kind of the main go-to guys. But he's going to have his highlight moments.
So, Chris, are you out at camp? Have you attended any of these sessions in Napa so far this year?
No, I'm not going to be out there this year. Not till next year.
I got to imagine that you're following along with the updates, though, consuming the press conferences, paying close attention to everything that's going on, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's my job.
So has there been any news or any updates that jump out at you? Anything that's particularly exciting or concerning to you at this moment?
The big thing was Bruce Irvin today talking. He was saying that, and he's a big Ken Norton Jr. guy.
Yep.
And he was talking about how the defense is just night and day, how the first day of camp they had 5 turnovers, when for the whole season last year they only had 14. So I know people are still doubting the Raiders because they're looking at the defense like, oh, we don't know what the defense is going to be, but they're going to bring some pressure. They're going to get after people. They're going to force turnovers. I'm really excited for this season.
I am too. Che, are you excited for this season?
Hell yeah. Of course I'm excited about this season, man.
Get back in your chair, bro.
Yeah. Hey, let me readjust myself real quick. Really excited.
Che's standing on the table right now. By the way, Chris, just to give you a visual, he's literally standing on top of the table right now, hunched over the microphone.
That's my guy, man.
So, Chris, that's really the formal stuff I have for you right now, but I wanted to ask you a few more questions if you don't mind, and if you have anything else you want to talk about. But so you live out in Las Vegas, am I correct?
No, I'm not going to be moving there till next year. I'm in Phoenix right now.
Oh, you're in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. So what's the temperature right now down there in Phoenix?
Woo.
It's probably about 110.
I like how you said that. It's probably about 110.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're over here, it's like 95, and it's like, damn, it's hot over here.
Here's the difference. Chris Reed probably has air conditioning.
Of course he does. And ain't no a house in the desert not have air conditioning. Come on now.
Go ahead, Chris.
And usually it's 120 at this time of year, so 110 is a nice, cool day, man.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the perspective that we need.
That's the point that I was trying to make, though.
So what's the? Are you a Raiders fan, Chris? Is this just your job? I mean, if you are a Raiders fan, you do a great job of keeping that out of your pieces and stuff, which is also your job. But do you have an affinity for the silver and black?
Oh, I'm a diehard fan. I grew up on a military base in Germany, and I used to watch the Redskins Super Bowl on VHS about once a week.
You damn right. You
with the articles, man, I try to just I always say I want to let the film write the article. Whatever it is the film says that's going on, I try to keep my own opinions and bias out of it and just report what I see.
So tell me a little bit about how you came up through this. Did you do the scouting academy? Did you follow guys like Ted Nguyen, Gypsy Safety? Gypsy Safety is kind of how I got into really watching film. What was your what was the catalyst for you to really dive into the film study?
It's just something I've done for I think since like 2012 when I could first get the film subscription.
Right. So
it's just something I've always done just because I enjoy it. You get to see what's really going on. Watching a broadcast, you'll see an interception or maybe an incompletion, and your instinct is, oh, that was a bad throw. Well, when you go into the film, it turns out, no, this guy ran the wrong option on an option route,
Right.
It was something I always enjoyed knowing, and then throughout times I started writing about it, and it's just kind of grown from there.
Yeah. With more and more news outlets now, specifically for the Raider Nation, and I'm talking about everything from Raiders Beat, Silver and Black Today, Las Vegas Review Journal, Mercury News, the Raider Ramble, Pillaging Just For Fun. Just everybody out there. We have a tremendous amount of coverage. I will say there's a lot of filler, and that's not a knock on anybody. That's the media's job, is to stay out there and pump out articles every day. Then there's not news every day.
It's true.
So the stuff like the film study and the numbers breakdowns, I think I speak for myself and I speak for a lot of fans that are true junkies of this stuff. That's the real substance right there. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. So if you're not following Chris Reed, you're not paying attention to Chris Reed, which I doubt you're ignoring this guy. But if you happen to be, he slipped under your radar, or you just really don't know where to start, I definitely recommend following Chris Reed. It's not subscription based. This is great film study stuff that you can get to without paying a fee. And I only say that because Ted Nguyen's on The Athletic now. I'm a big fan of Ted. A lot of people can't afford the subscription. So if you're looking for that kind of content, I highly, highly recommend that you follow Chris Reed. He's a great dude. Being able to chat with them offline in the DMs and stuff. He's a good guy. He's got a great sense of humor. Hell, he's willing to come on this show.
Yeah. That's just lets you all. That's just lets you know.
Yeah,
just lets you know what to expect. Man.
But here I am, Chris. I'm just trying to endorse you because I just think the quality of your pieces and the amount of time that goes into them, it's fantastic. It's a day-to-day world, and so to see somebody take that time and really invest the time into it and really put out quality work, I think that's fantastic. Would you say that there's a large contingency of Raider fans down there in Phoenix? What's the landscape down there?
Oh, yeah. I went to just the preseason game last year, and it was probably, I'd say, 60-70% Raider fans. Yeah. I'm going to be covering I'm getting credentials for the game here this year, the regular season game, and it's probably going to be crazy. I think we're going to be doing Silver and Black today. I think we're going to be doing the CBS radio show from here, and I'm going to go out and get pictures. Kendra Stabler's supposed to come down here with Jenny from Just Win Ladies, and
nice.
It's going to be a big event. It's going to be fun.
That's fantastic.
Shout out Jenny.
Yeah, shout out Jenny.
Kendra.
She'll be coming all the way from Minnesota, I believe. Minnesota. Yeah, so
she's the Wilds fan, man.
Yeah, Wilds fan. Yeah,
she's a Wilds fan.
That's a great show. I enjoyed your appearance on there. Is there anything that's going on for you right now? What's on the horizon for Chris Reed? What kind of pieces are you working on at the moment?
Just kind of covering camp, the day-to-day, quotes and the typical stuff that goes on with that. And then once the preseason starts, I'm going to be breaking down who we're playing, what we can do to attack them offensively, defensively, and then, after the game, breaking down plays, diagramming them and stuff like that.
So I guess before we cut you loose, because you seem to be a guy that's not, you're not distracted by the glimmering lights and then smoke and mirrors and all that. A lot of us fans, we get really hyped up when preseason comes on TV because we look at it, we're like, oh, football. But it's not really quite the football that we come to expect. And so by halftime, a lot of you guys are faded out on the couch and you don't recognize any of these numbers and you're just kind of like rooting for the team to win. It's not about the wins and losses in preseason.
Hell no.
Wasn't it the Super Bowl team, 2002 team, went 0-4 in the preseason?
I don't remember.
I might be wrong about that. Anyways, what I want to ask you, Chris, is what is it that you're looking for specifically in preseason games? Give these guys, us casual fans that watch the games in preseason, what should we be looking for? Kind of give us a preseason for dummies primer.
I like to check out the guys that are going to, round out the roster, those last 20 spots. Who's going to be the fourth or fifth wide receiver? Because we kind of know, Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, Martavis Bryant's going to be there, but who's coming afterwards? And the preseason games do play a big role in that. So you can always just, if you don't want to watch the second half, just jump over to Silver and Black today, and I'll fill you in.
There you go.
Plug alert.
That being said, Chris, do you expect Seth Roberts to be the number 4 receiver?
No, I'm looking at Isaac Whitney. I think his ability to play gunner is going to kind of fill it in. And then it's going to get weird after that with, depends on if they carry 5 or 6.
Right.
I think if they carry 6, Seth's definitely going to be there. And Ryan Switzer is probably going to make the team.
Right. Yeah, it's a deep wide receiver core this year.
It is.
I would say we actually have.
This is good.
We're talking about the 4th position this year, not the 3rd, and that's a good sign.
It's true.
And there's a lot of names there that you can plug in, so we like that. And Chris Reed, we like you, man. We appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, we do, man.
I know we've been talking for a while. We finally made it happen. I kind of blundered my calendar there for a little bit. But Chris was patient, man. He hung in there. He waited for us, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
No worries. It's a great show, guys.
Thank you. Anything you want to add before you get off the
air? This year, we're going to get back to Raiders football, running, power runs, vertical passing, and a defense that knocks the quarterback down. So it's going to be a fun season.
I like it.
Perfect.
I like it. Perfect ending.
Way to put a bow on it, Chris. Well, we'll catch up with you soon. Hopefully, I'll see you out in Las Vegas someday, and if not, maybe down in Arizona. I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm going to make it down to that game or not, but if I do, I'll make sure I come by and say what's up to you guys and the rest of the Silver and Black Today crew. You guys have been tremendous. We appreciate the support, and let's keep the conversation going, Chris.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely hit me up if you guys are coming out.
Will do. You guys, you have a nice evening. Try to stay cool out there, bro.
You too, buddy.
All right. Chris Reed from Silver and Black Today.
It's fantastic.
That was a great interview.
It was a great interview.
You could tell by the tone of his voice. He's just about the facts, man.
He's all about business, man.
We got a laugh out of him, though.
We did.
Yeah.
We do that. We have that effect on people.
We do. He's a stoic dude. He's a stoic dude.
Hey, man, it's all good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's hard to be that way.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay focused on what really matters.
So we have, let me check over here. Let me check the Pillaging Just For Fun hotline. We got about 8 messages. We got 8 phone calls this week.
Orale.
Orale for sure. So we should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
And listen to these phone calls and hit the head. Do what we got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
that wasn't me. I haven't mentioned the head yet.
I did.
But you mentioned it, so that means it's Kenny Staples time.
I need a little kitty time. So we're going to do that. We're going to take care of business, a little housekeeping here.
Yeah.
And we come back, we will respond to your calls. And, of course, Kane's Corner. I know y'all looking forward to it. So hang in there, folks. We appreciate it. Go Raiders.
Yeah. It's pretty warm in here, man. It's pretty warm in here. Good segment, bro. That's a fire segment.
All right, those of you waiting patiently, appreciate it. Just taking a short break right here, trying to air out the studio. It is hot. I'm not lying when I say it's hot. The sun's finally going down, and that's a good thing. So give me like 30 seconds, and then we're going to get to your calls, and we'll be back on the air. Ready for these calls, Che?
I'm ready. Get these headphones on.
And we do have the windows open now, so there's a party going on next door.
Yeah.
So if you hear a little bit of excitement,
some music,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
What's so going on there, Pillaging folks? It's your buddy JFB stuck in traffic. So I figured I'd chime in. Not sure if this is how it works. We're supposed to call the day after the podcast. A great podcast. And on a personal note, congratulations to you, Kenny. Love to hear the progress with you and your daughter. No offense taken when you come out here and see her. But hopefully we can catch up next time, buddy. Glad to hear everything, though. Hey, this Musburger thing, it's really simple, folks. Raiders are moving to Las Vegas. Newsflash. And Brent Musburger is a national name. This is the dude who announced when Rocky knocked out Apollo Creed. So, I mean, he's got a little bit of panache here that's going to help us transition into his on the local radio in Las Vegas. That's kind of a big deal to transition things. Papa's not, Brett Musburger's going to announce the game in Oakland and fly back Monday and do Las Vegas radio. And that is good business. The Lincoln Kennedy promotion, he's going to be a massive upgrade. He's younger. He's a minority. I mean, he checks a lot of the boxes, former player, everything. It's a kick-ass hire. So I'm not sure what the beef is here with people. Look, Papa had some amazing energy. He had the iconic call, his touchdown Raiders call, probably outside of Lon Simmons' Tell It Goodbye. It's probably the most iconic Bay Area call we've had. His own trademark. But, he's a local talent. If he was a national talent, he'd be getting hired by ESPN Radio or Westwood One. But he's not. He's going to work for the crappy-ass Niners. And then that'll probably be it. A supreme local talent with tons of passion and cool stories. But, hey, man, Musburger's got stories, too. Old Brent might tell you, Papa's been rehashing and living off the same stories. Al's been dead for 7 years. So, unfortunately, Papa doesn't have any new material. So, you know what? Musburger might have some crazy-ass stories from 1978 that we've never heard before. Also, when we do this national TV stuff during the week, I mean, when they do the NFL Network, who do they interview? Man, they interview Kawakami's hater ass. Or they bring on Jerry Mack. We love Jerry, but, not a whole lot of sizzle. They have Brent Musburger doing it now. That's pretty cool. He's going to get, way more time than the jackass that does the Indianapolis Colts that nobody knows. They're going to be talking more Raiders than ever. So, I think it's kind of cool. And plus, it adds some
credibility. I think that's what he was
got cut off. But I wasn't done. So we keep going. Great test to the youth. When you face adversity, you don't quit. You pick up the phone and call them back. So, yeah, I mean, Musburger, we're going to get a ton of national recognition I don't think we got previously. And the last final point that I'll bring up to this is, look, Musburger's 80. They ain't going to be around that long. He might not even be around when we move to Vegas. But if you keep Papa on this year-to-year gig and you don't know if he's transitioning But nobody wants to take the job now where you don't know you're going to move to Oakland and then relocate in 2 years. It's not a very attractive job. Musburger was probably about the best we could do because he's retired and he's a huge name and he's local in Las Vegas. Some guy, some up-and-coming dude from Buffalo isn't going to come out here and move around a couple of times. And a lot of people are throwing out like Rich Gannon. I mean, these are all color commentators. You need a play-by-play guy. There's not a lot of national play-by-play guys that are going to leave the national gig and go work for the Las Vegas Raiders or the Oakland Raiders on local broadcast radio. But what it does do by adding Musburger to the mix, it gives some credibility to the position. The next person we're going to hire, which we're going to hire in 2 to 4, I mean, Musburger's 3-year deal. I mean, we can get rid of him after a year. I'm sure he'll be happy. Pay me a couple $100,000, I'm good. So, I mean, we're just got him as a foothold in place until we find the next dude. It's much easier to find the next dude with world-class kick-ass announcer Brett Musburger in place than it is with some year-to-year guy. Nobody even knows who Greg Papa is. If you ask people on the East Coast who Greg Papa is, they're going to go, is he related to Bob Papa? The answer is no, and they're going to say, never heard of him. So, you know, people have heard of Musburger, and we're going to get a kick-ass new hire that's going to be better than Papa, not as good as the great Bill King, and we'll have a kick-ass Raiders touchdown call here soon enough. So let's just get used to looking live. I guess we won't be looking live. He's on radio. Well, we'll be looking live. Go get him, Brett. Go Raiders.
Wow, JFB, just fire, baby. Always bringing the fire, the hot takes. I'm watching along here on YouTube, and some people are saying, man, this guy's wild. You don't know, JFB. These takes are mild. Come on over to pj4f.com, jump in the comment section, and see where the real action is.
Kenny, Jay, it's the WAP. Man, whew. Going into camp pretty soon, and no Khalil Mack, probably. You know, this shit bothers me. I mean, it is what it is, but it kind of pisses me off that these other two guys are just bullshitting around. Like, maybe Aaron Donald might have, you know, could say, hey, well, I'm just as good as Khalil Mack. And it's like, Clowney, like, come on, man. You know you're not top dog. Just sign a fucking contract. Stop being a little fucking... Oh, man, that irks me a little bit. But I'm pretty sure Khalil Mack will play. Losing Greg Papa, man, that's kind of like how the Lakers felt when Chick Hearn died. We're never going to be able to refill that role. And Greg Papa, you know, he kind of fit what it was to be a Raider. And he gave you that extra information, like you guys said, that most people, he could tell you, like, inside stories of what's going on. He was personal with these people. He was personal with the players. Like, he knew things. So, and Brett Musburger, oh god, man, that guy's boring as fuck. That guy has no animation whatsoever. He's just fucking old and just has no personality. I don't like it, but whatever. Too much change for the Raiders, you know? It's like, what happens when we go to Las Vegas? We're gonna change our fucking logo or what? This is just enough already. Well, that's my little spiel. Hey, thanks. You guys always, I was just messing around. You guys always put on some good stuff, so keep up the good work, man. Have a good one. Wapo
out. Good morning, Kenny. Good morning, Pillagers. Just a quick call to say a shout out to IR Johnny and his lovely fiancée Jessica, who I met last night in London. We went for a couple of pints. Exceptional. And thank you to the blog, because without the blog, Kenny, we wouldn't have met. So thank you very much to all of you who put all your time and hard work into the blog. And a big hello to everybody who's He was on the blog. Okay, that's it. I'm at work. I'm just stepped outside. Better get back. Take care. Go Raiders.
PJ4F worldwide.
Pillaging Podcast. Congratulations on episode 69. So I thought I'd help you celebrate this week. So I went to a few adult websites and did a key search with the word Raiders on it, and I kept getting the same results. It kept telling me to check back after the 2018 NFL season. It did give me a list, however, of some upcoming films to look forward to. Week 1, the Rams are going to help John Gruden star in a snuff film on primetime television. Week 2, you should rejoice on this one, Raider fans, as you join the Mile High Club, as you get fucked sideways by the Broncos. Week 6, you might be able to get some international flavor as you find out what a real London Bridge is as performed on you by the Seattle Seahawks. Also, another list here said check back after week 15 as the Raiders star in a bestiality film as they get romped by a Bengal tiger. And it also gave me one more here for the grand finale. It says here, as the Raiders get pegged by the Chiefs in week 17 to crush their playoff hopes and end their tragic season of 2018. So, congratulations on that. You got a lot to look forward to. Ice Cold Honky here. Fuck you, I'm out.
Wow. That was pretty hot.
It's very revealing, Ice Cold Hoggy. Spent a lot of time on them adult sites, man.
More on that later.
That's way too much time on there.
Yes, what's the deal? Don calling from East Coast, New York, Queens Village. Call say, happy to say, I'm happy to be proud of I'm a pillager. Kind of warms my heart, let me know that I'm getting love from the West Coast side. Just want to say what the deal is. Trey, I'm glad you're back on the podcast. I missed you, bro. Glad everything's all right with you and the fam.
Thank you, bro.
Want to let y'all know that, hey, hopefully I'll be down there for the Cleveland game. Looking for some good old California hospitality when I get down there. Please don't disappoint. I know y'all won't.
Hell no.
This Mac thing, just get this thing done. I trust your sources, Kenny, that there should be a deal hopefully done soon, or sooner rather than later. Let's get this guy in training camp, or her camp is looking good, but looking like monsters out there. Let's prove the world wrong that we're going to be a below average team. John Gruden push all the right buttons. Hope our draft picks do what they have to do, kindly get healthy. And let's try to win this thing before we go out to Vegas. Peace and love. Glad to hear from y'all. Can't wait to get down there for the Cleveland game. Peace, y'all.
Oh, he had to go. I don't know what you're talking about my sources, Don, because I told you this deal wasn't getting done anytime soon.
But shout out to you, Don. Thank you, man. I'm glad to be back as well, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is AJ, Humorous Fame. Hey, I just wanted to start giving props to Kane for that question he asked Mark Davis. I thought that was a great idea, I thought, too, about having the team possibly at least doing some off-season, some OTAs, if not, training camp in Napa. And it's a shame he kind of shot Kane down there, a little douchey, It's kind of wishing Kane would have said, we're talking about practice, suck it up. Taking the team away from us, goddammit. But anyways, I thought that would have been a great thing, but I guess he didn't agree, so whatever, bullcat. I really want to talk about this people starting to post Khalil Mack trades. Stop that, okay? But in case this were ever a thing, this is to Reggie McKenzie, not the team we trade for. This is what we have to demand as Raider Nation, okay? We want 3 first-round picks, a pass rusher, not some 5-6 sack a year, with 10 or more pass rusher, and an apology in writing for the years 2012 through 2014. No exceptions. They still wake up in the middle of the night thinking about goddamn Greg Knapp with that zone blocking kind of those. I'm sorry. That still gets to me. And also, Reggie can't be on the practice field when the fans visit. I'm sorry. And if he'd go along with him, he could trade McAway, suicide. A picture of Reggie McKenzie with the caption, "I'm a dumbass," that he then has to autograph and put up on the front homepage of Raiders.com. And that has to be there until Reggie's fired or Mac retires. No exceptions. Okay? Basically, this trade won't go down. It shouldn't go down. Please stop feeding into it and trying to get us all to go along with it. It's not going to happen. He's a Raider for at least a couple more years for sure. They could tag him. You don't want that, but anyways, enough with the Mac trade stuff. Let's calm down. Let's enjoy the training camp. Pray for Conley's brittle bones, and go Raiders.
What's scary is he's a stand-up comic.
Yo, this is at Raider Lifer. I left you a message earlier about Marcelo Saitman and Seth Roberts. Do you think he's going to start? I'm saying put Aitman in, man. Put Aitman in. He's a superstar. He's going to have some breakout plays, man. That dude he's a special kid, man. You get him in there. I love Roberts, man. I love Roberts, but he's dropped too many balls. Sorry, gotta give it to the young blood. So go Raiders, and 12-4, baby, 12-4.
I like it. Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about Seth Roberts starting. We're talking about 4th or 5th receiver here, man. If not off the team as a whole.
Yes, I agree. I agree 100%.
Good calls.
Great calls.
Pillagers, you're doing the damn thing.
Doing the damn thing.
We appreciate y'all, man.
All right. We're gearing up here to come back on the air. That's better.
Right back into the heat, man.
That's the sound of the fan being turned off.
That's the sound of
That's the sound of the fan.
working on what movie is that, man?
I don't know.
That's a I forget what movie that's from, man. That's an 80s movie for real. That's gotta be.
All right, let's adjust our brightness here. Make some video adjustments for y'all. Trying to keep it lively. Want you all be able to see us.
That's
all
right.
Let's get back into it. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. Tremendous calls this week. Some long calls.
Yeah.
Some big calls.
Hey, everyone's excited, man.
It sounds that way.
Everyone's excited, man.
It would seem so.
Yeah. They have reason to be.
Let's start off with our boy JFB.
Yeah.
Just fire, baby.
He fired. He fired a long ass message is what he did.
fired 2 long ass messages at us. First of all, thanks JFB. I appreciate it on a personal level. I do really appreciate that. To your points, Muss is definitely a big game guy. I didn't know he announced the Rocky fight.
I didn't know that either.
Kind of a big deal.
But you know what though, man? Now that he said that, I kind of remember that now. I mean, Rocky's one of my favorite movies, man, so yeah. That was funny though.
Muss's crazy ass stories scare the hell out of me, especially during this Me Too movement. Anybody familiar with Musburger's body of work knows what I'm talking about. Emphasis on the word body. And to Greg Papa, somebody just asked us right now if we were going to get into Greg Papa's, he returned to the air on Monday, and he had a very emotional segment on there about the news. He was delivered on July 4th. This was supposed to be kept under wraps. If anyone that hasn't heard that yet, if you're baffled by this move, if you want to hear more about it, You can find it on 95.7 The Game's website. I believe it's up there as its own segment. You can listen to it back almost as a podcast. So just go to their page, 95.7 The Game. You'll find it. And you'll hear what Papa had to say. And Papa pretty much, I mean, somewhat blindsided by this, but also kind of saw it coming. Mm-hmm. He understands that moving forward, he's not a fit with this team.
Right.
The more I think about it, that does make sense to me. I don't see Papa announcing this in Vegas. Papa's a Bay Area voice. He's more than just the voice of the Raiders. He's a Bay Area voice. He's a Bay Area broadcasting icon. I'll use the word icon. Mm-hmm. I already told you guys last week about Greg Papa and what he means to me. During the caller segment, I mean, now that you're here, Che, what does Papa mean to you as a Raider fan?
I mean, I think everybody touched on it, right, man? It's kind of hard to imagine a game where you're not hearing touchdown Raiders, right? Greg Papa, you know, that's his thing, man. That's his thing. That touchdown Raiders call just rings in your ears. It's what you long for every single game, right? You're just sitting there waiting to hear that call. So, you know, I can understand why everyone's you know, feeling a little bit sad about it. I mean, I think you should. I think you should feel a little bit sad about it. But it's like you said, I don't think he fits in Las Vegas, and that's just what it comes down to, man. At the end of the day, is he gonna move over there? What was he gonna do, right? And the team's in transition, and you're seeing a lot of change amongst the organization. Some good change, maybe some change that people feel uncomfortable about. But all in all, I think it's positive change, and people have their doubts about Musburger, but he's in a long-term solution to that thing, you know. Who knows? Maybe your boy Link takes over as a whole, right? Maybe this is his first run at it, and then they say, you know what? Let's give him the keys. Yeah. And I wouldn't be mad at that because you already know Link is a Raider. He's a Raider. He's as Raider as it gets. So that'd be dope, man.
And I think Link has the kind of mind where he could probably handle play-by-play.
That's right.
Play-by-play and color are two different things.
Well, and he definitely has the knowledge, and that's what matters, right? He has the knowledge, first-hand knowledge, man.
Check out the Chalk Talk with Lincoln Kennedy. I mean, that'll tell you everything you need to know right there.
Mm-hmm.
But to Greg Papa, I mean, I love the guy, man. I told you last week, during the blackout era, Greg Papa was all some of us fans had. This was pre-illegal internet streaming. You know, if you couldn't afford the ticket, you might have the bootleg DirecTV cards, which we had, and then they'd scramble them every other week. And then you're hitting up your dude, your guy, right? Your card dealer trying to get that new card. And if you couldn't get it, then you're listening to Greg Papa, and that's the most a lot of us had. But if you criticize your boss on air, especially in a market as large as the Bay Area,
that's true.
Expect some blowback.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, the word is he called out Mark early for the Shanahan interview, and apparently Mark was really upset about that, and so Greg Papa called him the very next day, not to apologize. He wasn't going to apologize for his remarks, but basically to reach out to Mark, and that phone call ended with Papa telling him it feels like nobody stands up for Al around here anymore, and Mark hung up on him promptly. Faults were made on both sides, right? That's not the way you deal with your 20-year-plus broadcasting guy.
It's true.
And that's also not the way you deal with your new boss.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, in the end, we lose Greg Papa. You know, Mark Davis obviously pulls rank, and he took the rook. And now we got a piece off the board. As we move towards this Vegas move, it's just more and more transition. We've talked about this at length, so we're not going into it again. But it's a tough pill to swallow. It's the end of an era. I thought they would let Papa ride with Gruden, and this move came a lot quicker than a lot of people thought. I think if it came during the move to Vegas, it would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, we lost Papa. This sucks. But the fact that it came so quick, so swift, and so fast, that makes it hurt.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But who's next, right? That's the question. You posed it. JFB posed it. It'd be cool to get some alumni in there, but like JFB said, it's a play-by-play gig, not a color commentary gig. Who are the guys that have the skill set that can do that? I'm not sure. I love Tom Flores, but I agree with you, JFB. I do think that Link is an upgrade over Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Link's been on the show a couple times. You know, I texted him,
boy.
Congratulated him. I think it's great, man. It's great for Lincoln Kennedy. But and I could have sworn you said Muff Burger a couple times. I see you, JFB. I see the games you played. Swallow that water.
I try not to spit it out, bro.
Wap Raider, man. El Wapo. Always calling in every week. Mac's going to play. Chill. right? Mac's going to play. WAP, I almost said it. WAP might even play too. I don't know. But I say WAP for play-by-play guy. Most F-bombs on TV ever.
It's a quick. He's going to get the hook real fast, man. Man.
Shay's going through changes over here. London Al, man, you're welcome, Al. The blog, for those of you listening to the show, this started way before a podcast. It started off on a little website that I won't mention the name of anymore because it does not exist anymore. And that site got shut down. We created PillagingJustForFun.com, PJ4F.com, mainly for the comment section.
It's true.
And if you go on there, you will see we are averaging 1,000 to 3,000 comments a day on game day. It's ridiculous. Stay away from there on Sundays. I do, unless you want your computer to start smoking and blow up. 10 to 15,000 comments a week. And it's just really a whole lot of Raider Nation talking smack in the comment section. People going back and forth with their ideas of the team. We get off topic. We get off topic all the time. We talk about sports. We talk about, other sports. We talk about news, politics, music, food. A lot of the things we talk about here on air is sort of a reflection of what goes on in that comment section. So if you're not on Twitter and you're tired of all the Facebook drama and the civil war that's happening on Facebook, if you don't know about the civil war that's happening in Raider Nation, just go to some of these Raider Facebook groups. We tried promoting on there again this week, and I'm done with Facebook. I'm seriously done with it. There's just too much hate over there. Just go to our comment section. All you got to do is go to pj4f.com or PillagingJustForFun.com. Click on the latest post, which is right now the latest episode. There's not a lot of writing up there. We get more written pieces out during the year. And then just scroll down to the comment section. And anytime there's a new post, you're going to move over there. But it's pretty straightforward. You create a Discuss profile. Discuss now just updated their privacy policy. Mm-hmm. As a moderator, I can't see your email. I can't see your IP anymore. So you can feel safe for going there, I guess, if that's what you're worried about. But it's all Raider fans, and that's all you really need to know.
That's all that matters, man.
And you can comment on the show. You want to talk at us, we're there too. We're also on Twitter, as you already know. We're on Instagram, you already know. But check us out, man, pj4f.com. That's what it's really about. And so I created the website to save the community that we had, and this was like a 10-year-old community. And that's all I did. And, conversation with Kane at the tailgate led to this podcast and who we are now. But if you really want to talk to us and talk to the rest of Raider Nation, that's where it goes down, is in our comment section, in my opinion. But, much props to IR Johnny, man, a big fan of our show, a caller, definitely active with us on Twitter, and also, again, a member of PJ4F.com.
That's right.
For a long time. And he just went out to England, and he was like getting at me. He's like, Kenny, I need to connect with these London fans. And that's what he's doing out there. So, Johnny, we appreciate it, man. Also appreciate the donation. That was a Harley Davidson. It's just part of the patois of the show.
We might have to get these windows after these calls, bro.
I know.
It's hot in here, but
these windows didn't help. It's hotter in here.
It's still hot in here, man.
But Johnny wanted me to congratulate you and your Dodgers because apparently he won some money.
Okay.
And that money went to the show.
Hey.
It was a very generous
donation. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate that, man. Man, my Dodgers are doing pretty good, man. Machado came over. This is nice.
Try not to hit your head on the
nice.
microphone.
I know.
Again.
I keep hitting my bill on this mic over here, man. With the nods.
Honky, man. Ice cold Honky coming in with a wow phone call.
When does he not?
The guy who complained about my use of the term "goddamn" spent an entire day watching porn and bestiality videos, and then called in to tell us all about it.
Yeah.
Kudos to you, Honky.
And used research on our Raiders as an excuse.
Right. Whatever you want to tell your wife and kids, bro.
Sure.
Whatever makes you happy. You're a stand-up guy when you're not bending over. Good luck on those web searches, Honky. He's clearing his Google history right now. I hope you used an incognito tab. But the Pillaging Podcast, we're always watching. We don't always like what we see, but we're watching. Don, man. Don calling in from New York. Donald Day on Twitter.
Yeah, man.
I like Don.
Yeah. We appreciate your calls every week, Don.
But why does Don always sound like he's hiding out when he calls us?
Hey, man. I think you could hear at the end of the call the children's.
Oh, yeah.
They were coming in. They were like, Daddy's trying to get back to work, man. We know about that. We know about that daddy life, man.
And I got to say thanks to the kids because until then I was a bit concerned. I was like, man, is Don on the lam? Is Don out there on the run in New York? Like, I don't know what's going on with Don.
No,
I was
man.
worried about Don.
This is parent life, bro.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to hide out to make a phone call.
He was in there for that extra long bathroom appearance. I'm going to call these guys right now. Don, that's dedication, man. We love it.
Hell yeah.
We will be out there for the Cleveland game. We're working on getting Che out to every game this year. So I'm going to take this time during the caller segment.
Fingers crossed.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
We got you, bro. I'm going to take this time to give you guys a schedule update of what to expect from the Pillaging Podcast this season.
Yeah.
So we've been crunching the numbers and trying to figure out how this is going to work. We love to do a show on Sundays. We like you to be able to listen to this Monday morning. And we know when you go to work, on the way to work, while you're at work, it's a prime time to listen to a podcast. Some of y'all do it different, and that's cool, man. We appreciate that. As long as you're listening, we appreciate it. So we want to kind of continue that release schedule. Yeah. We also want to be broadcasting at games. Mm-hmm. Now, last year we did the Thursday night game for you, which was a bit of a crunch because by the time Che and I got back, voices blown out, and todo, everything wild, crazy. It was late. We got it done. You could hear it in our voice. We're going to continue to do that this year. I had to be reminded because I kind of get ahead of myself in these planning stages. But the games most likely finish much earlier. So the way this is going to work is we probably won't be able to broadcast live from games. Mm-hmm. I know there's ways around it, the hotspots and whatnot. But when you get 60,000 people in a concentrated area, the cellular networks, they're not reliable.
No.
There's no Wi-Fi out there. So we are going to record the first half of these shows probably at the tailgates for at least 5 Raider games. There's probably the Colts game we won't be at, and I would say the Christmas Eve game we're going to be with family. So those games we won't be out there, but we're gonna be out there. We're gonna try to do a new segment, Meet the Nation, where we interview some of you tailgaters.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, come find us. Come find where we're recording at. We'll have a banner and stuff. We should be easy enough to find between D lot and A lot, and that's how it's gonna go down. And then after the game, we're gonna fly back here to the Crow's Nest. We're going to do your post-game because what good is it if you tune in Monday and all you get is our pre-game prediction?
That's right.
And the game's over. And you're like, Che and Kenny, how could you be so wrong? You know,
you got to give us a chance to make up for it, right?
and Kane's a season ticket holder. He'll be out there too. So you're going to get some action with all 3 of us on the mic at once. So we're really looking forward to that. But we will come back. And when we get back in studio after the game, we will be your post-game YouTube stream. So make sure you tune in there. We will broadcast that.
Hell yeah.
So I just got to do a better job of prepping the show possibly on Saturdays so that we can walk right in here and do the damn thing. And then still get you a Sunday night, Monday morning release and make sure you guys get your show. Yes, we all have day jobs. Yes, Kane has 2 of them. Yes, we all start on Mondays. But we care about you and we really believe in the product that we built. So we want to keep that moving going forward.
That's right.
So a little bit more, my sources. Who was this that called in? Who was that call?
That was the WAP? Or no.
No. I didn't make the note. Look, my source. You trust my sources.
Maybe no, it was Don Day. That was Don.
Okay. I got a separate bullet point here. So, answer your question, Don. We should be there at the Cleveland game. We got a lot of visitors coming through for that show, so please find us. I know Angry Trask is going to be out there from Just Win Ladies. Hopefully, she can join us too.
Dope.
But my sources, man, my sources told me to tell you this ain't getting done anytime soon. So I don't know what to tell you, bro. Just hang in there. As far as Mac returning, he should return soon. But as far as the deal getting done, you're gonna have to wait on that.
Yeah.
AJ DeMello, you told me that you were calling in with a rant. That was more of a ramble. I'm not mad at it, but I was expecting a little more energy. AJ, you write for the Raider Ramble, so it's fitting that you should ramble on. It was a good ramble. Thinking about Greg Knapp in the middle of the night, not healthy. Not good for your constitution.
Right.
I agree. Don't trade Mac. There's people out there, yes, saying that. And good call on the autograph. It won't happen. Look, Mac's not getting traded. That's not going to happen. But if it does, I think Reggie signing a photo saying he's a dumbass.
I think it's only fair.
Some consolation.
I think it's only fair.
But let's also consider the fact that they may be put in a position. Well, no, they're not. They have the leverage right now, so I'm not even going to go there. Look, Mac's going to be a Raider. Don't worry about it. There's no trade anyone's willing to make.
Hell no.
To get Khalil Mack.
Nope.
You need like 3 first-rounders, a couple late-rounders, and a guy that's ready to start defensive all-star right now.
You better be willing to trade your whole draft, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get Khalil Mack, and that's not even gonna get it done. So get out of here with that.
Get out. But AJ, man, we appreciate the call. Call in more, bro. I'm glad you got your phone thing figured out. You were there on LSD wireless for a while, and those calls were mighty weird. Yeah, a little issue there in the front, and it evened itself out. So keep calling in, AJ, man. We appreciate that. And then last but not least, Raider lifer Seth Roberts won't start. Neither will Aitman. I'm telling you that right now. But watch Aitman in the preseason. If anything changes, it'll be then. He's going to earn his spot in the preseason. And I think to add on to what Chris Reed says, man, that's the way to watch preseason, right?
That's it.
Any tuned-in fan, there's a lot, and I'll be fair, there's a lot of fans of any team, but there's a lot of Raider fans that just don't know who guys on the bubble are. They know who Khalil Mack is. They know who Derek Carr is. They know Lynch is. Beyond that, it gets a little fuzzy for them.
Right.
But, that's the fun thing about the preseason fans that are tuned in is you get to watch those bubble guys or root for those guys, right?
That's it, man. That's what preseason's all about. It's not about wins and losses, man. What does preseason get you, man? It gonna get you nowhere. Is that supposed to get you in the playoffs? No. Does it get you bragging rights? Not really. Not really, man. When your 4th string beat their 4th string, what does that do for you? Come on now. Let's be real. So if you ain't out there watching the people that are trying to fight to get those last spots on the team, then I don't know what you're watching.
Good point. Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching the coaches film this year on NFL Game Pass or whatever it is of the preseason games. I didn't get to do that last year. I want to watch those individual matchups.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is.
I like watching some of the preseason games, but I don't go out there with that. Like I said,
I
don't go out there looking for a win.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see some of our young guys improving. Show me something.
Does the
flash for me?
Does the coaching staff like it when the team makes plays and wins? Yeah, they love it.
Of course.
It means they made plays. It means their guys went out there and did what they were supposed to do. Do they want to make first downs? Of course, so they can extend their drive and see more out of their offensive starters. Of course they want to see that. But it's not the wins and losses. They're looking for individual matchups.
Not at all. We
got some conversation outside.
There's some conversation going on.
Maybe they want to join the show. I don't know. Again, pardon me for the Bush League production on this episode. It's hot, man.
Hey, call in.
It's freaking hot. It's really fucking hot. All right, so Kane just texted me. He's back. He had to make a run to the store.
All right.
We're going to get to Raider Kane right now.
Let's do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, y'all, is Kane's Corner.
Yeah.
Hello.
What's up, Big Brother Kane?
What's up, Kane?
Hey, what's going on? What's up, Jay?
How you doing, brother?
I'm all right, man. What's up with y'all?
Hey, man. We're just trying to stay cool up in this hot-ass studio.
Yeah.
Y'all in hell right now.
Wow, bro. But it's another day closer to seeing yo ass at a tailgate.
That's right.
And that's exciting.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. You know what? Let me hold on a second. Let me take a piss real quick. Hold on.
Handle it. Ah. MCX said he thought his phone was ringing, but he doesn't have a phone.
You're having a good one, man. You're having a good one, MCX. MCX.
Are you following the chat over there?
Yeah, I just pulled it up right now.
Dope.
All right, I'm back.
I apologize, YouTube, for not getting on the chat sooner. My phone was a little bit low.
It's hot in here, man. When you're
charged a little bit.
When you're sitting down and you can still smell your asshole, it's bad.
Oh man, y'all do.
I don't have that problem.
Y'all up over there. God damn, dude. You ain't got a swamp cooler?
No, dude. I got an AC that's working at about 25% right now. And I ate a lot of garlic. So
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now. That's where we're at.
Well, we got.
Well, at least you didn't eat a lot of boiled eggs.
Oh shit! Yeah, that would have been all bad.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not home of the hard-boiled egg festival.
Yeah, for real.
That would be rough. All right, man. Let's get into it. I'm gonna hit record right now, and we'll launch right into it. I know you got a lot to talk to us about, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, and we're back with Kane's Corner, sponsored every week by NFLShop.com. Go on and click on PJ4F.com and scroll through to the banner at the bottom if you're on mobile, on the right if you're on the desktop. When you click through any purchase you make, we get a little piece of that. Keeps our pirate ship on the water and stocked with rum. We like rum. Kane, do you like rum?
I love rum. Bacardi, baby.
There you go.
Every day.
If
I drink rum.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bacardi, you go with the Bacardi Spiced or the Bacardi Silver, or you a 151 guy? Are you?
Malibu is good too.
Malibu's good.
Malibu is good, man.
Yeah.
Malibu is good.
Especially if you're with the lady. The ladies love that Malibu.
Yeah, the ladies do love the Malibu, man.
So I'm with that little Malibu, little pineapple juice.
Yeah. What's that? My lady's into the honey jack, man.
What the hell is honey? Oh, the Jack Daniel's. The honey.
Yeah, the honey jack, man.
And the ladies, they like the sweet stuff, man.
She likes.
What about the Apple Crown?
That's good.
You know what? I haven't had the Apple Crown. I haven't had that.
That's good. You can make a cocktail called the Washington Apple without the Apple Crown, but when you use the Apple Crown, whole nother level.
Okay.
You know, ladies like that too.
Okay. Yeah. Like you said, they like the sweet drinks.
Fellas, take note.
Yeah, man. It's been a hell of a week. You were at training camp on Saturday, and you did a bang up job. I got to say, you got a lot of views on your Periscope.
Yeah,
and a lot of retweets on your updates. I know that they don't allow you to film the whole session, but you were really good with the Twitter fingers, keeping us up to date with the text updates and stuff. So let's talk about your trip to camp, Kane. Kane goes to camp.
Yeah.
Man, it was awesome, man. You know, started out the day in a long line. It was all the way down to Jefferson. Man, the line was the address was like in the middle of the block on Menlo. Menlo meets Jefferson, and the line was all the way down to the corner. Man, I mean, it was a big turnout. It was great to see a lot of the fans out there. The alumni was out there, and it was lit. It was lit.
So what I heard is there was about 6,000 people out there. Did it look like that to you?
Yeah, it was about 7,000 people. It was a lot of people in the stands. Yeah, it was shit, man. It looked like a high school football game. I mean, it was packed.
That's cool. That's really cool. So I also saw that, like you said, there was a lot of alumni. Hell, even Miles Burris showed up, man.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So what were some of the notable guys out there? I saw Saw Lester Hayes was out there again. We had just seen Lester. What are some of the other faces you saw from Raider Nation out there?
We saw Phil Villapiano, George Atkinson, of course. Cliff Branch was there. Oh my goodness, it was so many. It was a lot of the alumni, a lot of the guys that I can't even really name, man. I mean, the most notable, what I would say would be Cliff Branch, and Napoleon Kaufman was there. And he's obviously apparently a pastor of the team, so he's around the team a lot. But it was good to see him come running out of the tunnel, I guess you want to call it, onto the field. And yeah, it was just a good day, man, to see all the old timers out there, to see the young studs out there. You know what I'm saying, getting it going.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a lot of standout players. You know, most notable, Dwayne Harris, wide receiver Dwayne Harris, and I think I tweeted that, but I kept hearing his name, and who's number 17? Who's number 17? You know, all over the stands, man. This guy was making incredible catches. Wow. I mean, sideline catches, deep passes, short passes. They was working this dude. So, we saw a lot from him. I didn't see a lot from Marcel Aitman, which I was looking to see a lot from, but I just didn't see it, you know. So,
yeah. One of our viewers was just asking if we thought Aitman was probably going to take Robert's place, and I said, no, I don't think so, because I knew you were going to come on here and mention Dwayne Harris, because you and I talked, and, of course, I was following you the whole time. Saw Dwayne Harris's name pop up a lot in your timeline, and then somewhat, again in our conversation. So that's one of your big standouts. Let's talk about, first off, the absence of Khalil Mack. Who did you see stepping in, or at least benefiting from the extra reps at practice in Mack's absence?
Right now, Arden Key is starting in Mack's place. He's taking all the first team reps, and he looks all the part.
Wow.
He looks explosive coming off the end. As a big, tall, Alden Smith 2.0, man.
Wow.
If this guy can give us 75% of what Alden Smith did when he was with the Niners, we don't have to worry about Mack. And I know Mack is a special talent, and Mack is a good player, and he's probably the best defensive lineman in the league right now, as far as defensive ends go. And but Arden Key can be that. So we just have to wait and see.
Yeah, imagine the benefit of having
both.
Full strength. Yeah,
that's right. Having them both, man.
Yeah, that's a three-headed monster right there with Irvin, Mack, Key, and then you got the fourth, arguably, and Hurst coming up the middle. Mm-hmm. Were you seeing Hurst getting a lot of reps out there?
I saw Hurst getting a lot of. Hurst is also playing with the first teamers, and he was working well against the guards. He fought hard against Gabe Jackson. He looks all the part, man. He blew up Gabe a couple times.
All right.
And KO looks every bit the part too, full form right now. So, I mean, this team is out here ready to play, man. They look like they ready to redeem themselves from last year.
That's right.
But again, this is just day 2 of camp. So, everything remains to be seen.
So, in your opinion, do you think Dwayne Harris is the shoe-in to take Seth Roberts' spot at this point at the number 4?
You always have a guy in camp that shines, and he seems to look the part and play the part, and then come towards the end of camp, that guy just doesn't make the team. Mm-hmm. So and that goes for you remember last year the cornerback, off the top of my head can't remember his name, but he shined a lot in camp. Number 31 shined a lot in camp. He made the team, but he didn't really do much during the season. So, camp is one thing. Once you put the pads on and get in the game, there's another thing. And so, Seth Roberts is still dropping passes, but Seth Roberts is probably still your number 3 or 4 receiver. Yeah. Nick Switzer got a lot of work too. I saw a lot of good passes from Derek Carr to Nick Switzer. He's gonna be a factor in this on this team too as well in 2018. And so is Martavis Bryant. Martavis Bryant made a lot of good catches, man. Sideline catches, tiptoe sideline catches, deep passes, So, and you know what's funny? I saw a lot of deep passes in this offense. I mean, 40-yarders, 35-yarders, 15-yarders down the field, a lot. You know, so they working on something, you know, or it could just be they was just, you know, vanilla. It was vanillaed up for us. But the team looked great. Derek Carr looks good. And you know what else? Connor Cook. Connor Cook looks pretty good, man. I mean, I only saw one bad throw from Connor Cook the whole day, you know?
Yeah.
And so his development is coming along well. He got a lot of second-team reps. You know what I'm saying? He was out there doing his thing. You know, he still doesn't look better than E.J. Manuel, but they're giving him the second-team reps, which tells me they would like to see him be the backup quarterback. I mean, if you're getting most of the second-team reps, then the coaching staff is telling you something. You know, so I hope he steps it up and gets that backup job. I really do.
Yeah, that seems to be the big question right now is who's going to be the number 2 guy. And it sounds like it's wide open, but if they're giving Cook that many looks at number 2, then they're trying to send a message, you know?
Well, I think from an organizational standpoint too, man, that's what you want, right? You drafted this guy. You hope that he's going to be the next guy up, right? You want him to develop into the next guy up. You want him to be the guy that's going to be there to save you if for some reason your number 1 goes out.
Yeah.
E.J. Manuel's been around. We all know his history. We know he's been in the league for a while. He's a good, solid veteran. But when you draft youth, you expect them to turn out and be something. So It's only right that they're trying to push him into that number 2 spot.
And
I think, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Jay. I think if he doesn't win that number 2 spot, he's going to get cut. That's the reason why they're giving him the second team, in my opinion. Now, don't. You know, you don't quote me on this. I'm not on the coaching staff, so I can only go off what my beliefs and what from watching 25, 30 years of football tells me. And if he's getting all the second team reps right now in practice, that means that you're that guy. And if you're not that guy, then you're not the guy on our team. We could obviously develop another quarterback. It's been 3 years. You got John Gruden, you got Greg Olsen. If you can't be developed with these 2 guys, then your NFL career is probably very short.
Yeah, it's time to shit or get off the pot, right?
That's
for
it.
Connor Cook.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you just to give him a little bit of credit too. He's developmentally behind, right? We touched on that at the top of the show.
Yep.
With the Del Rio regime, a lot was said that a lot of time and reps were not offered to Connor Cook, and now we're trying to make up for that. So, you know, getting him in there, getting him extra looks with the second team. It's just, what has this guy got? How far can we get him along in training camp? Let's get him in. You're going to see a lot of Connor Cook in the preseason too. We know what we're going to get out of E.J. Manuel.
That's right.
I mean, Kane just told you. You know, Che just told you. So it's all about Connor Cook right now. This is his time. It's a short window for him, and we're going to find out everything we need to know about the Raiders and Connor Cook in the next month or so. So were there any other standouts in terms of who was running with the first team versus the second team?
DeAndre Washington looked really good. Jalen Richard looked fast, as he always does. Those guys, both of them actually look really well in practice, man. And Marshawn Lynch is Marshawn Lynch, of course, you know, and the running back core looks great. The DB core is different. You know what? And the whole this team, there's going to be a lot of different players on this team. This team is going to look different once it goes to the 53-man roster. It's not going to be the same team as last year. There are going to be a lot of players that's going to be some of the players you think might start. I guarantee you. Tahir Whitehead looked at the part, but then he tweaked his ankle on like early in the practice, so he was kind of limping around a little bit. He tried to take a couple more reps and kind of walked off the field a little bit. So I hope his ankle gets better because he looked the part. You know, the defense has got a lot of movement, and it looks a whole lot different than it did last year. Players are flying around, making plays, you know, and that's good. That's what I want to see from my defense. So, yeah, let's not forget about the defense. Defense looked great. We got Carl Joseph starting, and then you got you have the other
Marcus Gilchrist.
Marcus Gilchrist, yes, Marcus Gilchrist, and then you have Worley, who got cooked a couple times in practice. And then you have Rashawn Melvin.
Right.
So, and he looked pretty good too.
Right.
So I'm hoping Conley comes back and Worley ain't starting. And then I also saw Giacomini starting at right tackle. And that's something we don't want to see. I don't know what's going on with Brandon Parker in the first team right now, but I didn't see him taking too many first team reps. When we was watching, we saw Giacomini in the first team. And Colton Miller looks every bit the part. Looks big, tall, moves well, got good feet. You know, he looks every bit the part. And if Donald Penn don't get back in the camp early, he might lose his starting job.
Yeah,
this guy looks the part, man.
That's real talk. I've not heard one bad thing about Colton Miller. Yeah. I mean, not that they're going to say anything bad, but it's been, what I'm trying to say is there's been a lot of positive talk around Colton Miller. Every member of the coaching staff, every player that asks about Colton Miller, they're like, this kid's coming along fast. He's strong, he's smart, and he's ready to be coached. And it's more along the lines of what Bruce Irvin said. So that's very exciting, encouraging. Sounds like Donald Penn is close to returning. You got to think that Miller would slide over to right tackle at that point. If you're not seeing David Sharp out there, and if you're not seeing Brandon Parker out there, and you're seeing mostly Giacomini, yeah, like Kane said, that's not encouraging at this point.
It's a bad sign.
But hopefully Miller's skill set at left tackle can slide over and translate to the right tackle, and we can hold it down with at least Penn and Miller for half the season and hopefully get a full season out of Penn this year. That would be great.
Yep.
What about Doug Martin? There's been a lot of hype around Doug Martin in OTAs and now in camp. What did you see out of Doug Martin? Is he showing speed, crisp cuts? What does Martin look like to you?
Doug Martin looks like Doug Martin. He looks real good. No. But wait, I had a point though. See, MJD looked good in camp too, and in preseason.
That's true.
So you know you can look good in camp, but I want to see you look good in the preseason. So I'm gonna hold judgment on Doug Martin until I see him actually play in a game.
That's right.
You know, Marshawn Lynch made a couple of good plays in scrimmage that we see on the football field. And so did Doug Martin. But like I said, we're in day 2 of training camp. We know what Marshawn Lynch can do. We haven't seen much from Doug Martin last year, so we'll see what he can bring this year. And like I said, right now I'm thinking, and this is not a knock on Doug Martin, but until I see him play in a game, I'm thinking Maurice Jones-Drew. And I said that to people sitting around me at camp, and everybody else said, yeah, you know what, you're right. So we'll see, we'll see.
That's a cautious, realistic approach.
Do you know what, though? From what I've seen on the interview, he looks in shape. He looks in good shape. And the other comment that he made a comment about running behind the best offensive line that he's ever had a chance to in his entire career.
Yeah.
So, I think he's got a lot of motivation to prove people wrong. I like that. I like when people have, they want to prove people wrong, man.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing
chip on the shoulder.
One thing Doug has going for him right now is everyone's saying is the speed is still there.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that, but I'm with Kane. Until he shows it in an actual game, Doug Martin is still the same Doug Martin from the last time we saw him.
Of course.
But fingers crossed, 'cause if he gets better, this running back core is very scary.
Lethal, man. It could be a lethal running back core, man.
Lots of different.
Well, I tell you what, I wasn't really a fan of us bringing in a Doug Martin. I really wasn't. Like we were in a good draft position, unfortunately, because we had a bad season last year, and there was a mini draft running backs you could have drafted instead of bringing in Doug Martin. So I'm hoping that John Gruden gave him a chance because he thought he saw something that this cat might have. So we'll see. We'll see. But I was not a big fan of bringing Doug Martin in. Absolutely not.
So
we already have one older running back, and that's no knock on Marshawn, but we already got an OG on the roster.
It's true.
So
true that. Yeah, you don't want too many old running backs on the roster. Not in today's NFL, at the very least. So let's talk a little bit about special teams right now. We did get an update on Twitter earlier today that Switzer's out there taking punt returns as well as a few other cats. I believe, who do I had on there? I think I lost my update. Oh, yeah, Switzer, Waylon, Dwayne Harris in the punt return, and Nick Nelson. But who did you see returning kickoffs at training camp?
Martavis Bryant, and I was surprised to see that. And this dude got a lot of reps. Like, it wasn't just one time. You know, they do a couple special teams drills at different times of the day. So 2 hours or so later, when they did the second special teams drill, he was the starting kickoff returner.
Huh.
He was the first person to receive it. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then you had Jalen Richard back there. You had DeAndre Washington. You had Doug Martin. You know, so they trying all these guys out, but Martavis Bryant was the first person grabbing kicks.
That's
so
exciting.
We'll see what happens.
That's a lot of speed right there, man. It's a lot of speed.
That could be electrifying.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Did you get to see any of the kicking competition? Did you see Pinero and Tavecchio going at it at all? Did they show you any of that?
We had no field goal competition at all. No punt. I saw no punting, no field goal. It was all offense and defense.
Okay.
All offense and defense.
It looks like they got into that little bit today.
Yeah.
But as it stands, the competition's really close right now.
Well, what they're saying, though, is that, you know, I saw a post about Tavecchio sinking his first three, which they progressively get further and further away.
Yeah.
And then missing the second three. He had 6 shots at it, and I think he missed from, like, something like 42, 45, 46 or something like that. He missed the last 3. And then Pinero came on, but Pinero didn't have a judge or something like that. They didn't have refs for the first early kicks, and so it was questionable how he did on the first 2, but he nailed all the rest.
So he was like 4 and 2, right?
Basically,
Yeah.
you could call it that.
Okay.
But he hit the deep.
That's what we're looking for.
But he hit the deep
That's what
ones.
we want.
He hit the deep ones that Tavecchio missed, which is the biggest point,
That's
right?
key. I'm not excited about Tavecchio at all. I'm really hoping that Eddie wins this.
We
job.
know this, Kenny. We know this, Kenny. You haven't been excited about Tavecchio since last season, bro.
Hey, Tavecchio is not going to win. Bro, you ain't got to worry about that. He's just there for a leg. He's not going to – they drafted their kicker that they want. And he has to know that. I mean, I feel like shit if I was Tavecchio right now because I know I ain't going to make the team. I'm just out here – wasting my time, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it would behoove the team to just go ahead and let this man go because you know damn well you ain't gonna keep him, you know. So it is what it is, man.
You
know, so
it's called the camp leg, yo. It's called the camp leg.
Exactly.
I'm feeling better,
Exactly.
guys. I'm feeling better. Feeling better. Did Derek Carr just seem to favor any one target in particular? I know that. It means little.
He did.
Camp, but
He did.
Tell us, who was it?
He actually favored a couple targets. It was Switzer and it was Bryant and it was also Dwayne Harris.
Oh, wow.
Surprisingly enough, this guy got first team reps. You know, then he threw a lot to the tight ends. Jared Cook, Switzer, the Dwayne Harris. But you know what? I didn't see a lot of passes going to Nelson. I didn't see a lot of that. And not saying that he's not ready to play. I just didn't see a lot of passes go his way. You know, so it is what it is.
What about all the talks that's going on in social media right now about Amari Cooper putting on some size? What were your thoughts on that? Did you see it? Did it catch your eye at all?
Wait, say again. I'm sorry.
About Cooper putting on some weight, putting on some size. Did you?
Oh
notice
yeah,
it?
Cooper looked big. Cooper looks like he put on some weight, just like he did last year. He came in looking big. Look, this guy came in looking big last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't need. You look great, dude. Everything is good. Can we get some play from you though? You know, past week 10. That's all I'm asking. Like you doing all this working out. You building yourself up. That's good. We love you for that. We want to love you for being you after week 10. That's what we want to see. That's what
right.
I want to see from Amari Cooper. I want to see Amari Cooper after week 10.
That's right. That's
Solid.
right.
Yeah. And don't lose the flexibility with all that added bulk, you know?
For real.
That's a big concern. Same thing in basketball, you know? You saw Steph Curry bulk up this last season. It took him a while to adjust his shot. It really did. And it's the same thing for a wide receiver. His range of motion and the way his body works and the way he's in tune with the physics of his body changes as you bulk up. So I'm all for it. Cooper's strength showed up week 1 against Tennessee, but where was it in week 12? right? So,
true. It's true.
Absolutely.
Kane makes a great point there. How was it? Now, I know you went to camp last year. I know you've gone to camp the last time Gruden was also here. How did camp run differently this year from camps that you've attended in the past, most notably last year's camp?
Well, when the last camp I went to, Gruden uses like 2 fields. You know what I mean? So you got like 20 or 30 minutes or so that the players rotated like in a circle around the 4 fields or in a square or however you want to put it. Like they just rotated. So they did there was a lot of movement, like a lot of from this field to that field. So it was a lot more energy being expended to this. At this point, this camp, these players, they look like they was focused. They look like they was ready to play some real football. There was a lot of camaraderie. It looked like the team was just together. Last year, they looked like nonchalant. It just something felt different. When I was looking at last year's camp, I was like, oh man, like doesn't look like what we were going to see from 2016. And you saw what happened. You know what I'm saying? But this year, there's a lot of no drop passes, a lot of balls not hitting the ground, great throws from quarterbacks, movement among the receivers. The running backs look fluid. Everybody's got energy, but like I said, it's day 2. So, let's see how they look in week 3 of preseason. That's really all you can go off when you go so early. And maybe I should have waited and went maybe in day 5 or day 6 after they done practiced a few times,
Right. No, but you got in there. You got to see an early look, and right off the bat, you said this looked like a pretty well-oiled machine. So I think there's a lot of value in going early too. I think seeing that from the jump, it seems to me that this coaching staff got a lot installed during OTAs, and they're ready to just start, rep it. So that's good. It sounds like we're ahead of schedule right now. We're right on schedule, as it were. Sean Grogan on YouTube, he wants to know, and you kind of touched on this already a little bit, Kane, but did you see a difference in Carr making throws out of the pocket?
I did. I saw Carr making accurate. Carr is very accurate. I mean, he made some really tight throws out of the pocket. He didn't look nervous or scared, but obviously he's got the red jersey on. You know what I mean? So right. Carr looks good, and Carr looked good in camp last year. You know what I mean? So to answer homeboy's question, we'll see what Carr looks like in week 1 against the Rams defense and Aaron Donald.
So Kane, let's pivot a little bit here. This weekend is sort of a holiday for the town that I live in. It's the second largest outdoor food festival in the nation, second only to the Texas Barbecue Festival. This festival I'm talking about is the Gilroy Garlic Festival.
That's right.
That's where I spent my weekend. Now, Kane, I understand. Have you ever been out to the Gilroy Garlic Festival?
I have not. But y'all shit is so popular. They got McDonald's selling Gilroy garlic fries.
It's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Your shit's so popular that people trying to emulate it. You know what I mean? In their own restaurant. So I got to check it out. No, I have not been there.
It's popular. We average about 40,000 people a day coming through the festival. I live right across the street. So if you ever want to go, this is your home base right here. And it does get hot out there, but we take frequent rest throughout the day.
Do we have to do a live pod next year?
We might have to do a live
festival.
podcast.
We have to get a table at the festival.
It's $6,000 at the festival.
Hey, well, never say never, but I'm just saying.
With that $6,000 and a portion of your proceeds, they've raised over $11.5 million for local schools and charities.
That's awesome, man.
Over the course of the festival.
That's awesome.
It's a big deal. If you ever go to the festival,
what do $6,000 come with? Some strippers and rosé? I mean, shit.
It's a plot of land. It's a plot of land at the festival, man.
If Mark Davis was selling these booths, maybe so, Kane. But unfortunately, that's not the case. You get a little 6x6 booth and enough room to cook your food there. There's a lot of good food out there. There's a lot of booths you might see at any other festival. The main attraction is Gourmet Alley. That's where they have your standard dishes.
Yep.
They got a fire pepper steak sandwich. It's freshly grilled tri-tip and a mixture of red and green bell peppers with a whole lot of garlic in there on a Colombo French roll or sourdough roll.
Damn, dude, you're making me hungry.
It's good. That's the dish that the locals favor. I mean, there's a lot of out-of-towners. They try everything, but that's the one every year we're always comparing. How were the pepper steaks this year compared to last year? What I like to do is get the steak, let it sit in the plastic bag for about 5 minutes, let that bread get steamed up, let that garlic juice soak in. Then eat it.
You get it firsthand from a real local, man.
Hey, can you go across the street and give me some of that shit right?
I got a sandwich in the fridge right now. If you can get down here, it's yours. Of course, you got the garlic bread booth.
Shit, dude. You give it too much description. I got food thoughts in my brain right now. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Here's the veteran move. You can get combo plate number 1, which comes with a piece of garlic bread. It comes with calamari and marinara sauce and a pepper steak sandwich. And then when you eat your calamari, eat the calamari first, and then you take that steak sandwich and you dip it in the marinara sauce.
Yeah, boy.
Fire.
Yeah.
The shrimp scampi they skimped on this year. Let me give you 6 shrimp. They didn't give you enough sauce. That's a good dipping sauce, too. When you're done. Also, the pesto pasta. Got to hit the pesto pasta. That's for sure. And they had the signature cocktail this year. The Garlic Festival had their signature copper mug for the Moscow Mule.
There you go.
So they had
Moscow Mules was this shit.
Very refreshing. So the vodka was introduced to the festival this year. Let me tell you, when you got a festival with 40 to 60,000 people in 100-degree weather drinking vodka, it's a party.
Standing in the beer garden lines, man, is ridiculous.
It's hot
at the festival.
Oh, they got so many beer gardens now. There's no more lines, Che.
Well, I don't know, man. I've been there.
That sounds like something I gotta hit.
They got 6 different beers. They got Stella, Pacifico.
Well, I know that, but I've been there when all 5 of the beer gardens or whatever, however many beer gardens there are, they're all packed, man.
So here's another local tip. Go on Friday. Friday's Locals Day. There's like nobody there.
Okay.
There's like literally no one there. Okay. It's dead.
Well, that's it. Next year, Friday, I'll be here at your house. Walk over there.
We'll handle it.
That's it.
And Saturday, avoid the festival on Saturday at all costs.
That's the problem. I wait on Saturday, I think.
And if you come in here early, make sure, because some of these people, they park all the way across town and they shuttle you in. They even shuttle people in from like San Martin, I think, which is like a neighboring town. It's a small town, but it's basically, San Martin was just created for overflow parking for the Garlic Festival. That's why San Martin exists. But sorry, San Martin, but that's why you exist. Don't come on a Saturday thinking I'm going to try to get into the festival at 1 o'clock.
No.
You'll be sitting in 101 traffic like a parking lot. Get here early. The gates open up at 10.
But you know what? People gonna do what they gonna do that shit anyway.
That's true.
They're gonna show up. They're gonna be like, oh, we could just get there at 1 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And we're just, we on black people time. We're gonna get there at 1 o'clock. And we're gonna still enjoy ourselves. We're gonna park 100 blocks away and walk in 100-degree heat.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And then get there and figure out it was a trolley that could take you right to that motherfucker. I mean, that's just how shit go for us, man. You know what I'm saying? When we show up at shit, we show up, but we show up wrong. You know?
Salty, man. You show up salty, man.
So, but Kane, I got you, man. You got a parking spot on my driveway. Che, I got you too. And
I'm telling you, man,
I always got the cold beer in the backyard.
That's right.
I got everything.
That's what I'm drinking right now. Yeah. Nobody else came to drink
Nobody came through.
Shit, man, what I got to go to the Garlic Festival for if I can come to your house? I'm going to the Garlic Festival shit, and you got beers and shit in the backyard, and you got a barbecue pit shit. We can make our own Garlic Festival at your house.
Damn right. You're damn right.
Fuck the Garlic Festival. We can just be at Kenny's house chilling. You know what I'm saying? And we can add garlic on our food and call it a Garlic Festival. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
The Pillaging Podcast Garlic Festival.
I'm just saying, if you want to do it right, come with me. I'll take you guys under my wing. We go in there about 10 o'clock in the morning. First thing, we do a round. We eat about 3-4 dishes. Come back to the house, chill, wash it down, relax, cool off, avoid the sun. Get back in there about 4 o'clock. Ride it out to the end. Drink to the end. Eat to the end. I'm on day 3 right now.
This is a plan right here, man. This is it. Let's book it. It's booked next year.
I got the 3-day pass, $30. Boom. I went in and out 7 7 times this year.
Damn, did you? Did you eat every time?
I ate every time.
That's all we needed to go, Kane. That's all we needed to go.
What did you eat?
I think throughout the weekend I had about 6 or 7 pepper steak sandwiches. I had 3 bowls of calamari. I had a bowl of scampi. I had the coconut fried calamari with the Cajun aioli sauce. I had a little smoothie out there. I had a few Moscow Mules. I had some cold beers. I got the kettle corn to bring back to the house.
Yeah.
The Moscow Mules get you fucked up all the way. That is like something that you, man, I had experience with Moscow Mules before. And whoa, that's something that you remember the next day for sure.
I got to give
I even added you know what? Moscow Mule is so popular, they got a potato chip named after that motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? Man. No, I'm serious. They do. Like, I'm going to post a picture on Twitter of the potato chip bag. That Moscow Mule did something to me so bad that I saw a potato chip bag with Moscow Mule. I took a picture of it and was like, I got to save this. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
I got to give a special shout out. There was a new booth this year. It was called the Churro Garage.
Yeah.
Garaje del Churros.
There you go.
They had all kinds of fire churros made to order. I had the peanut butter and jelly with bacon churro.
Damn.
Fantastic.
Damn.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
it was the last thing I ate. And then, you know.
Did you get some jalapeno poppers?
I did not. They didn't have jalapeno poppers, but what I got was arancini, which is it's an Italian dish. It's basically a fried ball of rice, and inside of that they had cheese, mozzarella cheese, and jalapenos. And that was better than any popper I've ever had in my life. And of course, garlic.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me give the Pillagers another spot to hit.
Here we go.
If you ever in Berkeley, you know what? Look it up on the internet because I'm not sure, it might be all over the Bay Area. But if you're in Berkeley, you need to hit Fire Wings.
Fire
Wings is off the fucking hook. And they jalapeno poppers, oh man, that shit is like, they make them like when you order them, like they take the jalapeno poppers and put the little cream cheese inside of it, freshly baste them and fry. Like, your shit is made to order. You ain't finna get some wings sitting up under a heat lamp. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make your shit to order, and it's popping. Fire Wings. Look it up on the internet. That shit is off the hook. Just right down the street from my job, and we be fucking with it all the time. I'm telling you, it's off the hook.
Fire Wings. And those, you got to be careful with them fresh poppers. They come out screaming hot.
Hell yeah,
screaming hot.
Oh, and they is good. Like, it's like, they are so decadent. You can only eat, like, they give you like 6 of them. After 2 of them, you like, damn, did I just eat dessert? Like, this shit is hella good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's off the hook. When you're in Berkeley, hit Fire Wings. Get the salt and pepper wings. Get you an order of jalapeno poppers and do your thing. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. There you go. Guarantee you.
Wash it down with a cold beer as well.
Wash it down with and they got IPAs. They got beer on tap.
Yeah, I like.
Go up in there and just chill.
I need to go to this.
You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a place to be, man.
I'm a wing freak, so
it's true.
There we go. Another Kane's Corner. We top it off with some lively food talk. Everyone's running to the fridge right now, like, God damn these guys. Yeah, that's how we do it, though. We like to eat, we like to drink, we like to watch Raiders football. That's what it's all about. No,
it's true.
And we like to smoke.
Yeah.
Because it's legal. It's legal. And I'm not going to lie. I smoke, and I get my smoke on, and I'm getting my smoke on right now. You know what I'm saying? I hit the club 2-3 times a week because we can do that here. You know? That's what we do. It's California, baby. Don't be jealous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's people in Dakota right now throwing their phones out the window. God damn it. Yeah, Kane's a grown-ass man. He's not afraid to let you know what he likes to do, and there ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's right.
California is a legal thing now, and it's become a part of our culture. It is everywhere. And you know where else it is a big part of the culture? Me and Kane just booked our flights and our hotel room. We are headed out to Denver, Colorado for week 2.
That's right.
When the Oakland Raiders face off against the Denver Broncos in Mile High Stadium. Are you excited as I am, Kane?
I'll be there with my PAX Era pod. and my Sublime cartridge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be there. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's get the plane right now. Matter of fact, Raiders, fuck training camp. Let's start the season tonight. You know what I mean? I want to see the Rams. The Rams ain't ready for us. The Rams ain't ready for us right now. They ain't ready for us. You know what I mean?
They're not ready.
But I'm ready for us, though. I'm ready for us. So
Hell
let's
yeah,
do
you
it,
are.
Raiders.
Absolutely.
Come on,
man.
John. As soon as you stepped on the scene, when you stepped on the field, it's like this. When I go to customers, I do pest control. When I go to a customer house and they be like, "Oh, we got ants. We saw 1 or 2 ants. We need you to come out." But I sprayed last week. So I have to call that customer and be like, "Hey, when I step on the property, the ants ain't going to die just because I stepped on the property." You know what I'm saying? Well, John, you stepped on the property, so the ants need to win the Super Bowl, baby. Let's do this. You stepped on the property because you stepped on the property. Everybody else think it's going to be a winning season, right? So that's what you got a lot of weight on your back, brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's see a good season from you, and let's do this.
Really quick before you get out of here, I'm getting a lot of DMs, and I'm trying to send people your way, but there's a lot of folks coming from out of town to visit the games, and they really want to know a food guide of where they should hit up in the East Bay. If you can, Kane, if you could tweet that out, and maybe just like a list of a good, half dozen to a dozen restaurants you recommend people hit up while they're out here, I think Raider Nation would really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
On it. What kind of restaurants you guys looking for? You looking for fancy? You looking for fast food?
Throw them all out.
You know what I mean? Because I can give you both.
They just want the ones you recommend. Maybe you do 2 different lists. Maybe a casual family spots, like good football pairing food, just like good grub, and then maybe like.
Well, let me throw out one right now.
Okay.
Sons Edition.
Sons
Edition. Look it up online.
Okay.
Sons Edition.
All right.
That's a restaurant. If you come to watch a Raider game, you definitely need to make it to Sons Edition, without a doubt.
And maybe you and I can work on something where we can do a written piece for the blog. It'll be kind of like a home game guide for dummies, right? People coming in from outside. No disrespect. It's just the For Dummies,
right? The
line of books,
For Dummies series, man.
Maybe you can shoot me some names and we could talk about like traditions and how to do the tailgate, how to get to the game, what bar to take, where to park, all that nonsense. We could wrap it up in a piece and put it out on pj4f.com, and it'll just be kind of like be the Bible for out of towners coming to games. Let's work on that, Ken.
Yes, sir. That's definitely in the plans. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Put that on the app, man.
And I want to hear the feedback from the fans that hit the restaurants that we pick. So if we give y'all a restaurant, then we expect y'all to hit it. And if you hit it, we want a response. We want a comment. We want to know how you felt about that restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, we're wasting our breath telling you where to go.
And don't fuck around and get off the menu or start ordering. Like, don't get creative with your order. If Kane tells you to go somewhere and they're known for this, order that. Don't be showing up at the wing spot trying to order a grilled cheese sandwich. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Stick to the menu, stick to the guidance, and that's a good point. We're going to give you some recommendations. We want to hear your feedback, and who knows? Maybe we get a sponsorship out of this or something.
Hey.
Maybe Fire Wings. Maybe you get some free poppers.
Fire
for
Wings.
Kane, man.
We promote Fire Wings all day.
Hey, we done represented. You know how many restaurants we done gave props to on this show? We should have commercials going on all the restaurants we done said. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna even talk about no more restaurants until we get some representation. You know what I'm saying? Shit. What the hell?
Kane, you're on fire, man.
Hell yeah.
I don't want to stop this segment, but it's time. It's almost 10 o'clock, and hell of a run, man. We're going to talk to you again next week, and I'm with you, bro. I can't wait for the season to start.
Hell yeah.
One love, fellas. It's always good talking to y'all, and I'm looking forward to talking to y'all next week. And to the rest of y'all pillagers, if you go to a restaurant that we advise you to go to, then goddamn it, we need to hear some feedback. Otherwise, we gonna stop telling y'all where to go eat because you don't listen. You know what I'm saying? And I'll y'all brothers next week.
All right,
brother.
Peace.
All right.
Peace out, man.
Man, tremendous phone call from Kane. That was
fantastic.
Great. That was great. That was long overdue.
That was great.
Definitely needed that. So let's get into it, man. We got a lot more show actually right here. First off, or I should say, next up, right?
Yeah,
is a return of our injury report.
That's right.
Yeah. So let's go, man. That means the season's right around the corner. So first off, a lot of people asking about PJ Hall. You might already know, sidelined with a pec strain. It's nothing big. This is something that happened during the summer break in between OTAs and training camp. So when that happens, even if a guy says he's good to go, he's still got to go through protocol with the training staff. So they're just checking him out, making sure it doesn't get worse. He doesn't put himself in harm's way. Hall should be returning to camp, I would assume, as early as next week. Gary and Conley also out. Missed 3 days of practice, but we were told nothing serious. It's a hip strain. Another strain. They're, what they want is they'd rather take the time now than down the road.
Yeah, man. You don't want to put them out there right now and make things worse, and then come the season, these guys can't play because you force them to practice.
Absolutely.
In the off season. Come on.
Richard left practice with a calf strain. I believe that was today. That's 3 strains training camp. Come on, Deuce Gruden. I'm gonna have to put you on the ones and twos.
Let's get the stretching going, man.
Right. So
everybody looks like Deuce Gruden, man. You ain't doing too much stretching, man.
Vanderdoe's doing work on the side, so he's getting close to return. Still coming back from that knee surgery. Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Gruden says Penn is close to returning. And then you gave me the update when you showed up tonight. Michael Gelton from Las Vegas Review Journal, I believe is his site.
I believe so.
Noted that while Penn has been sidelined, he has been actively coaching up rookie tackles during camp. You want to elaborate on?
Yeah, man. No. They just said that that it was notable that he kind of gave him a little sign, gave him a little word, gave Miller some words specifically, right? And Miller just kind of nodded and was like, yeah. And then when they spoke with Miller, he mentioned that. He's like, he's been doing that. And, this guy's a veteran. He knows a lot. He has a lot of knowledge. So I'm going to take in everything that I can. And that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah. That's Penn being on the field even when he can't be on the
field.
Hell
yeah.
Props to you. It's time for I See You.
I see you.
We don't need music when I got pipes over here like that. So Anthony Seitzinger, you had asked a question earlier on Twitter. You said you guys want to touch on if you think Roberts will get beat out by Aitman or Switzer. I think Kane kind of answered that right now. Just, a quick glance into training camp one day only, but still looks like Dwayne Harris is doing some big things out there. We'll see. I mean, we'll have more of an answer to that when the preseason comes, but right now it seems like so far the answer is no. If I had to pick a favorite out of those two, it might be Switzer, but right now it's Dwayne Harris is the man wearing 17, a little Denarius Moore love, correct?
Yeah.
So you never know. Maybe you got that 17 mojo.
I hope so.
Do you think we grab a running back early in the draft next year, or we'll pick up Bell from the Steelers in free agency? I say no to both of those. Bell's going to ask for too much money. It's going to be all about Mac next free agency period. We will be somewhere like around $44 million under the cap with all the cuts and everything that are pending. Who knows what that comes back up to with players that are retained and holes that are filled. But Mac is the priority next year. You can't have a Mac and a Carr and a Cooper and a Jackson and a KO and a Bell all on the same team. It's just
true.
Not going to happen.
It's true.
We will also not draft a running back early, in my opinion.
Late.
Yeah, it'll be late. I think you should know that by now. And I'm not discrediting you. It was good questions. But you should know that this organization, probably not going to draft a running back early. If we do, hell, that might be John Gruden's influence in the draft, but we'll see. Jalen Davenport asked us on Twitter, is there any possibility of seeing a trade for Earl Thomas? He is currently in the news for wanting an extension or a trade, and we all know Gruden likes his veterans. What do you think, Jay? Earl Thomas?
If you're one of these guys that's on social media talking about trade Khalil Mack for Earl Thomas, I'm going to tell you that's no. That's a no. That's a no. But you know what, man? In general, no, I don't think we do that. We brought in all these veterans, all these free agents, and we got to see what pans out now. Yeah. Like, I got a lot of admiration for Earl Thomas. I know his, obviously we've seen what he's done in the league. He's a great player. But I don't think this is the time when you do that. We don't have that kind of cash to be throwing around at all these older guys, locking up, funds that we need to start putting towards other people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And look at what the Seattle Seahawks need right now. One of their biggest needs is offensive line. So who are you going to trade?
Right.
Do you want to trade Gabe Jackson
You
for
said
Earl
that.
Thomas?
I saw that. You posted and I was like, no, Kenny.
No.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Hell no.
We drafted tackles this year, not guards. You're not going to trade Gabe Jackson. He's in it for the long haul. That's car insurance right there. Would I love to see Earl Thomas in silver and black? Hell yes.
Yeah.
He looks like a Raider to me, but I don't think it's going to happen. And if it does, I'll be shocked, and I'll be just as happy as you are. But just don't see it happening. But still, good questions, bro. Let's do some shout-outs, man.
Shout-outs.
This will be a big chunk right here, so let me let me get some air. Let me get through it. Shout out to What Would Al Say, Raider Familia, Mr. Radio, Desmond 75, Raider Crazy with a K, Angel Landa 92. Shout out to KC Raider, Chuck Certain, Tattoo Leo, that's TAT2 Leo, Brett Charlton, Sports Radio 1140 AM. Shout out to you guys. Gilbert Jimenez, Rank Dog 23, Raider Made 408. Hey, we're in the 408. Double H96. Shout out to John Castogliola, Hoosier Raider, LV Raiders Radio. Support you guys. You support us. We appreciate the love. Again, it's not competition. It's conversation. Shout out to Psycho Raider, Gilbert Ortiz, Sports Mario, Yorubness, Zach Ellis, Laugh to Be Happy too. Corrales 559, Pete Wadhams, GMNJ77. Shout out to Turd Ferguson. Shout out to Your Rudeness. Shout out to Zach Ellis. Shout out to Kinda Bored, so I'm on here. Hopefully you're not bored anymore if you're listening to the show, bro. Jose Luis Valenzuela, Raider for Life Chick, and Albert Beer on Twitter. That's right. Albert Beer follows us now. Not to be confused with Albert Breer. Albert Beer. Big thank you to Daryl Padilla for the monthly donation. Daryl, he's donating $5 a month to the podcast. We appreciate that, man. That goes a long way.
We appreciate everything, man. We appreciate
awesome.
all the support.
Absolutely.
Let's get these shout outs from Instagram real quick. Yeah? Or no? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My bad.
I'll come back. Go ahead.
My bad. All right. I thought you were ready to pass it on to me, man.
We're good.
I was just rolling. All right. Shout out Louise D. King. Shout out Manthony 650.
Yeah.
Shout out Ramirez, bruh. I'm a Ramirez too, bruh. Just so you know. All right. Shout out Jonathan R. Carter. Shout out, oh man, JGFECX7.
You hung in there with that one.
Shoo.
It was good.
That was close. All right. Shout out Joshua Irigoyen. I think I got that right.
Not bad.
Shout out SMB Films. Shout out, I don't know if I shout these guys out, man. You guys are putting me in a tough spot. But since you followed us, I'm going to give you a shout out anyways. Dallas Cowboy fans.
Oh, yeah, I saw that update.
Cowboys Magazine. I don't know what you're doing on our site, but I guess thanks for the follow. And thanks for liking our stuff, man, I guess. Yeah. And then shout out to the Raiders diehard fans. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Shout out Christophe 24.
All right.
And that's it.
Yeah, big shout out to SMB Films. They tag us on a lot of stuff, and they have some cool posts on there.
It's dope, man. We appreciate the support.
Hell yeah. Just coming back to it, just a special shout out to Amber Tennant, who reached out to us via email. She wanted to show her appreciation for the show. Amber comes from a small town in South Dakota with a population of 65. Shit, I just realized I gave her full name, and there's probably not that many small towns. My bad, Amber. But population is 65. She says she's surrounded by Vikings and Packer fans.
Oh no!
And she listens to the show religiously, and we keep her fully updated and amped up with Raider love. So
that's dope. That's dope.
Shout out to you, Amber, and of course, thanks to Chris Reed for coming in on this week's show. And shout out to Raider King, man. Epic segment.
Oh yeah, man. This is a great show. Great show.
And shout out to you and your family, dog. I'm glad things are better.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Good to have you back here.
I know. We're getting better. Everyone's starting to get a little bit healthy. It was a little illness going around. It's been going around in general, man.
It has
heard
been.
like a lot of people having just random colds and fevers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm just glad to see baby smiling, running around, doing all that thing. She's walking now.
Oh, dang.
She took 7-8 steps, and she's doing this regularly, man. So
that's a big one.
Yeah. So Daddy went into to baby proof mode today. Started locking up cabinets, bro.
Yeah. You got the rubber bands on things.
That's it, dude. I started screwing all these little hooks and things, man, trying to keep those doors closed.
That's your life now.
That is, man. That is. But it's a good life. It's a great life, man.
It's good to hear, man. Running a fever in this heat, that's That's not the business.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not the business.
I got lucky, man. My lady. Shout out to my lady too, because she roughed it out, man. She roughed it out, and she don't get no time off, man. She's on full-time mommy. Yeah. Yeah. So I got lucky. I didn't get sick, but shout out to my lady. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Raider Nation, man.
Yeah.
You guys are doing the damn thing.
Yeah, your lady's dope, like a soldier. Shout out to my lady too. We're giving lady love.
Lady love.
So shout out to her, man. A blast with her this weekend out there at the festival, and the homie Paul and his sister Maud. They're Niner fans, but they roll. They roll. They're cool, man. We had a good time out there. And shout out to Juice. It was good seeing you out at the festival, dog. Saw a lot of familiar faces this weekend. People ask me, did you go to your high school reunion? I was like, nah, I go to the Garlic Festival every year.
There you go. It's the same shit.
So,
same shit.
But yeah, man. That's it for this week's show. Make sure you tune in every week wherever podcasts are found, or you can just download the official Pillaging app, available for Android and Apple. Go to your app store, search PJ4F. That's PJ the number 4F, and you will find our app. Make sure you rate and leave a review. We appreciate all the reviews.
Yes,
on
we
there.
do. Yes,
If
we do.
you listen on iTunes, please leave us a review. That goes a long way. And every donation you make to the show is one less ad I have to read in the future. We're trying to keep this show ad-free, so we appreciate you very much.
Mm-hmm.
The season's ramping up, and we're looking to do some big things, so we appreciate that. Also, call in and leave a message to be played on air. 408-909-PJFF. The phone line is always open. Call in, leave a message whenever the inspiration strikes. We will play it and respond on air. Last but not least, get dipped in some pillaging gear. Head over to pj4f.com/shop. We're working on some new graphics right now.
That's right. Shout out to your boys at creativemediamonterey.com, by the way, for working on that for us, man. We're trying to get prepped for the season, man. We're trying to come out like gangbusters and let everybody know.
And I'm letting you guys know I'm going down there myself, and I'm going to be helping print these T-shirts by hand, so we can have some shirts in hand. So if you catch us out at the tailgate, we should have some pillaging gear out there. There's a few of you guys out there that have made donations and whatnot that just deserve a shirt on GP.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to do my best to get some out to you. But we're going to go out there. We're going to print off probably about 100 shirts, and we're going to have those in hand. They will still be available to order via their website. But, yes, we are working on a new design. The current design, the rum barrel, we want to keep that up. It says Pillaging Just For Fun. The new shirt will say the Pillaging Podcast on it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about doing some individual host shirts, too.
Possibly.
And those will probably be available through a different outlet. We're trying to spread the love around. But
hell yeah.
You might be able to get yourself a Chase shirt or a Cheeseburger shirt, Cheeseburger King, and a Kenny Stapler shirt. So that's something that's on the back burner, but we'll definitely have a podcast shirt for you available once the season starts, and we'll be looking to hand out some stickers to your brother. Maybe working on a little.
My brother's working on a little side job. That's where the maybe, the possibly these other T-shirts and these stickers are coming from. So yeah, big ups to him too, man, for doing that.
Rep your favorite team, rep your favorite podcast, all in the same thing. And that's what it is, man. I'm Kenny Stapler, joined as always
by your boy Che.
And we out here.
Peace.
Go Raiders. Always hitting the wrong damn button.
Touchdown Raiders!
Yeah. Ooh. Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. All right, YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Later on, Pillagers, we out here.
Peace out.